Here we are. I've just swapped one Tottenham away member for another. Iggy, how you doing, sir? Welcome to Football Heritage TV and all that jazz.
Always a pleasure, man. Yeah, sweaty palms already, man. I'm not going to lie, a bit anxious about tonight's game.
Yeah, I genuinely don't know what to make of it because normally, most seasons, you play Man City, you're playing the best team in the country. Do you know what I mean? Normally, you're playing a Man City team that with 10, 11 games to go with the season, they've got the title. You know, they're going for the title. And this is very different, Iggy. Are we going into this as favourites? I've seen some people suggest. Would you say that?
Do you know what? It's not even about the fact that we're playing Man City that I'm worried about. I'm just worried about that I don't know what Tottenham we're going to get. I'm always more worried about us. It's what version of Spurs is going to turn up tonight, and not knowing that is always gives me food for thought. So, man, Man City is still Man City. I know they lost against Liverpool in the weekend, but we was chatting about this on Monday night. I didn't think Man City played bad that game. To be honest, with you. Just Liverpool, I thought were really clinical, and for large parts of the game, I thought Man City were in control, but. Liverpool were doing Liverpool thing, defended well, and they were clinical going forward. So overall, though, I didn't think they played a bad match, and I didn't see a bad Man City. But having said that, they're coming to our ground. It's going to be loud voice, and we've had 3 games, 3 wins in a trot, but it's not. You look at the level of the opposition, you're like, this one would count for me a lot more. This would be making a statement to say, yeah, come on.
Do you know what? And this is what I've said for the last 3 games. People are like, oh, we've won against them. Yeah, they were bottom half. They were bottom half. Yeah, they're going down. City. This is look. To your point, Iggy. I just was talking about this with Stel. I thought that. Against Liverpool, I thought City looked very good. I thought they moved the ball really nicely. They played some really good stuff. They didn't have that cutting edge. But again, Liverpool are so well drilled. And this is the difference between them and us, is I thought they were so well drilled. The back 4 looked like a back 4. The midfield 3 sat in front of the back 4 and were like, go on, try and find some gaps. Can we do that? I know we did it at Brentford, but it's different on the little pitch at Brentford against Brentford versus De Bruyne, Foden, Mamouche, Nico, Haaland, whoever's playing. It's a big difference doing it tonight, isn't it?
Do you know what? That's the only one thing I would say about Man City that I thought, they're not quite up to the level that I thought that they would be, and at the back they looked really shaky at the back. So so that's the one area that I'm looking for us to exploit, depending who the 3 that we got playing up front tonight are. I wasn't overly impressed with Tell against Ipswich, I must say, but a good confidence game for Son, who got 2 assists. I know people say it was only Ipswich, Yeah, but did we go into Ipswich confidently? Did we go to that game thinking, yeah, it's Ipswich? Yeah, we know it's Ipswich, but did you go as a Tottenham fan? Yeah, we can actually go and do this. I don't know, man. Yeah. I don't take any game for granted anymore. I thought Son, I saw signs, although he's a million miles away from the level that we know from Son, but there was something there that I saw. He got a couple of assists. Johnson doing Johnson things, so he is. Listen, you have to give him credit where credit. He's always there, the right moment, in the right space, in the right timing. Even if it's tapping, it doesn't matter. You need to be there. So, look, I think we can get at them from an attacking point of view, but it's the rest, and it's how we defend as well. I'm glad though. We do, the one signing I would say that I'm really happy about Savva is the fact that we brought Danso in. I think he's coming at the right time for us, because I don't know if we hadn't signed Danso defensively, we'd be in a proper, we'd be in a proper shtuck. We got the goalkeeper back, and for people that want to tell me that we didn't miss Vicario, mate, we missed Vicario. I don't care what anyone tells me. We miss Big Vic.
Vicario, are we?
No. Listen, you have to say, you cannot tell me as a goalkeeper you're not seeing the difference. I'm not saying he's prime Hugo Lloris, but he's the best one that we got.
Iggy, I was one of these people who, listen, I don't, you know me, I don't think Vicario's as great as others think he is. But when Kinski had like 2 good games and I start seeing people go, oh my God, Vicario's going to have to hold the bench. You're like,
it was never going to happen, man.
what?
Never.
Like, no. Look, I
But
agree with you.
I want to add Jed Spence to that as well, because I think he's been really, really good. He's handled the defensive duties, attacking duties, and you know the most impressive thing for me about him is how he handles his duels. You know, with a right winger, I think he's dealt with
he's not
some of the
great.
best right wingers or right forwards in the Premier League, and he's held his own in all of those duels. Even the likes of Salah and so forth. So I'm looking forward to how he gets on tonight. And look, if we can hold out defensively and be sound the way we were when we played Man City away, I think we'll give ourselves a chance, man. It's just that midfield, getting the balance right there. And of course, the forwards, they need to be clinical. And we really need to start tell what kind of player is this guy? What's he all about? Because I'm still on the fence. I'm not going in on him. I'm not. I'm just want to see what's he all about, man.
Isn't it funny though, Iggy, as Spurs fans, right? We're such a sensitive bunch that whenever we want to talk about a player, if it's not in glowing terms, we all go, I'm not having a go. Bollocks. I'll say it, Iggy.
No,
For me,
he's not been great.
Really,
he's not been great. Yeah, I have. I've been
really disappointed
because I heard so much about him when he came over. I thought, right, I understand he's coming into a struggling team. It's Premier League's a different kettle of fish. He's not exactly come into a well-oiled, drilled machine where he's just got to add his bit and go. He's coming in and we were struggling, man. So he's played a little bit on the left. He's playing up front. I don't think he's a centre forward by no stretch of imagination. He ain't a 9. But having said that, I don't, taking all these things into consideration, which is why I've not gone in. I want to see perhaps where and when this guy's going to come to light to show us what the player is all about. Maybe tonight's the night.
No, I completely agree with you. Big up, Gaurav. I've just got your email. I haven't been able to open it yet, mate. I will when I finish tonight, I promise, and I'll have a look at it. And thank you very much, because Gaurav has made an illustration of little Frankie, who's just passed away. So thank you very much. I will look at it when I finish this. If I look now, I'll probably cry. So I'm not going to, Gaurav. I'm going to look at it after Spurs have lost. And talking about everybody who wanted to see the new addition to the family, this is little 10-week-old Stanley. This is little Stanley, everybody. So
big up, Stanley.
Hello,
hopefully, it brings us a bit of luck tonight, man.
He's my baby now. He's my new baby. Unfortunately, though, he's never going to replace that sign up there. Are you? Go and see Mummy.
He can perhaps get a little sign on to the side. Not saying on top, but to the side a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Do you know what? I'm going to tell you something, man. I had a bet with someone at work, Guna. A Gooner at work, Sav. I betted, obviously, prior to Man City playing Spurs, that Man City will get to catch Arsenal and finish second by the end of the season.
Do you know what? It's strange, isn't it, Iggy? Because even though they're out of form, they are the one team in the league that you look at and go, if anyone's capable of doing 7 or 8 wins, it is Man City. But so far, they've not.
They've not been able to. No, they've not been able to.
So far, they've not. I just get the feeling now they're out of Europe.
Yeah,
they've got Arsenal out the way. They've got Liverpool out the way. I'll ask you this: Do you still think Man City are going to finish in the top 4 and get Champions League football next season?
Yeah, they'll finish in the top 4. There's no two. This is one of the worst City season they've had, and they're fourth, man, and they're like not a million miles away from Arsenal, who are second. I think Liverpool are too far away from them. I'll be honest with you. I don't think they're going to catch Liverpool. But I do think they can. Me taking on that bet, I know I was a little bit out there. Maybe I went in there with a little bit of chest because he was talking. He was gassing Arsenal, and I was just getting irritated. I said, you know what? At pure chest, I just said, you know what? I reckon City are going to catch you, not and finish second. And he was like, all right, let's have a bet. And we ended up having this ridiculous. I ain't even going to tell you the sum, but it was a ridiculous amount. And I just thought, what have I got myself here now? I'm in a situation where Spurs have got to win tonight. I'm like, it's City can't lose any more ground. So whatever. What will be will be. I think they've still got enough games even after tonight to catch them.
What do you make of tonight in terms of just away from Spurs and City? Arsenal are away at Forest. Forest have lost 3 of their last 4 Premier League games, so they're starting to find it tough, like most teams do. It's the business end. Arsenal to go there and more misery on Arteta, or Arsenal to go there and get the win?
I don't know, man, because it's because Forest lost to Newcastle, didn't they? So Forest at home tonight, aren't they?
Yes.
It's a midweek fixture at Forest, man. Have you been to that ground and under the lights? It's a nuts, man.
Yeah, it's a great atmosphere, and they've done well there this season.
Yeah, so do you know what? And they've just, Arsenal just come back for a defeat. Look, I would laugh my head off. I ain't gonna lie. As a fan, I would completely laugh my head off if they start to lose even more ground after what was an unexpected defeat at West Ham. I know you're wearing their colours tonight, but there's no coincidence. You're not coincidence.
I'm forever blowing bubbles. Yeah.
But look, do you know what? It's a tough fixture to have on the back of a defeat.
Yeah,
to go to Forest, it's not easy, man. So.
For sure. Well, if you look at Forest, as I said, they've lost 3 of their last 4. It's difficult because if anyone had said to you after 26 league games, Forest are going to be 3rd, you go, no, they're not. The problem Forest have got now is the gap between them and, the gap between them and 10th. So if we go to Villa, who are in 10th, the gap is 5 points. That can be gobbled up like that. Do you know what I mean? But listen, it's only because I stream with someone called Wolfie and he does my nutting about Nottingham Forest that I don't want them to do well. However, tonight I'll take that back and I hope that they manage to beat Arsenal. And then you've got Liverpool at home to Newcastle. I feel there might be a little upset there. I just got a feeling. I don't know why. I might be wrong. You can remind me later when Liverpool have won 5-0, but I just got a feeling there's going to be a little upset there.
I don't think Liverpool are going to miss this opportunity to beat Newcastle at home. I think there's going to be a lot of goals. It always is against those two when those two meet. But at home, I do fancy Liverpool. This could be the one that's. It's really weird. Arsenal away to Forest, Liverpool at home to Newcastle. I just feel that this is an opportunity. Should Arsenal slip up at Forest, for Liverpool to capitalise and stretch that advantage even more so. They're not going to listen. I don't believe for a minute they're going to mess up at home or give this opportunity. No, I can't see it. I think that when you see a team kicking on, I just saw that against Man City, man. I just thought, does that look like a team that's going to slip up tonight?
Hang on, honestly. Would you like the team?
See, judging by your face, without even seeing a team, I haven't seen a team. I swear to you, God, guys, I've not even looked at my phone. Your face is not feeding me with confidence. Tell me, go on.
It's one of those where he's either got a stroke of genius or he's an absolute idiot.
But that's been all season. It's been all season, and it's been the latter, unfortunately, more so than a genius.
I'll read you the back 4 and you can make your own decision. So it's Vicario in goal, Porro, Gray, Danso, Udogie.
Okay, you're not happy about Spence. Yeah.
Bergval, Bentancur, Maddison. Johnson, Tell, Odegaard.
Wow.
Johnson, Tell, and Odegaard. So it means the bench is Kinski, Reggie, Spence, Basuma, Sarr, Kulusevski, Werner, Sun, and Scarlett. So the headline news today, people, is Kulu is finally getting his rest. Sonny is not in the 11. And Jed Spence, I told everyone the moment they're all fit, I told you he will drop Jed Spence. I told you.
Do you know what? Out of all the ones that you just mentioned, I have to say the Spence ones, it's quite a big call, man. It's quite a big call. Do you know what? He's just dropped that whole left side. He's dropped Son and Spence from that left side against Ipswich, which is a bit. And listen, the players like Odegaard and They should be getting minutes. They should be getting games. Why would tonight be the night to start him? Why would tonight against City would be the one? Say that's the one.
What I don't get about it, Iggy, is you've got Son who, listen, I was somebody, I know you probably hate me for saying this, Iggy. Everything you explained earlier it felt like a personal attack on me. I was someone saying Son did well, but it was only Ipswich. But on a serious note, Sonny had a good game. Then the next one after is the game you decide not to play him.
He's played shitter games and played the following one and the following one and the following one. And now that you're getting a little bit of a tune, I'm not saying a huge tune, but a little bit of a tune. I don't get it. Spence even scored against Ipswich.
Just quickly, would you like the Man City lineup?
Yeah, Haaland's back. I know everyone's put it in the comments.
So yeah, I'll try and work this out because my app doesn't do it in defender, midfielder, forward. So it's Ederson in goal. The back four looks like it's going to be Vardial, Diaz, Kusanov, and
Nunes.
I think it looks like he's gone to a back three. Anyway, let's go with a back three of Kusanov, Vardial, and Diaz. Then there's going to be a midfield of Kovacic, Nico, Nunes, Savino, and Marmoush with Doku and Haaland. So, I mean, there's a lot of pace. Doku, Marmoush, and Savino. Doku, Marmoush, and Savino with Haaland up front, Kovacic and Nico in front of the back three, from what I can work out. So it looks like they've gone with a 3-2-4-1. What do you make of that? Erling Haaland is back. That's got to be the big news from tonight, right? That he's back.
Yeah, we was hoping it wouldn't be, but then again, Mamouche has been playing up front, and he's just as deadly. It looks to me like the mid they're going to try and outnumber us in midfield. If Nunes isn't playing right back, then it looks like they're going to try and outnumber us in midfield. But I do worry for the wide areas. I think that's the areas that they will look to exploit, and I'm worried with our defensive shape is that we'll get cooked on that side. Johnson doesn't really do too much from the defensive point of view to help Poro, and Udogie and Odobert, first time together this season they've both played. Udogie hasn't played a lot of games. Odobert has just come back now, so I'm just trying to think of that understanding between two players who's been thrown straight into the team against a City side who's going to be having Savino on that side. The wide areas concern me a little bit, but Maddison played well against them in the last time we met. He scored as well, and I thought Kulusevski's.
Can I tell you my worry in there?
Yeah, go on.
My worry in there is Bentancur, Maddison, and Bergvall would be probably be the more elegant of the midfield options we've got on a football. I just worry that in there, for me, there isn't a runner. There isn't a Basuma or Sarr to put out fires. That would be my worry from looking at it immediately. And the fact that you've lost Spence's power. I'm not sure about this 11 at all, Iggy. I'm not sure about it.
The disappointment me, the biggest disappointment tonight, it's not even the fact that Son's not starting, although people are saying, Son should have played, blah, blah, blah. Kulusevski's always done well against Man City. Okay, he can come on and cause damage as an impact player. That was long overdue anyway, but perhaps tonight, I don't know, was tonight the right time to do it? I don't know. The biggest surprise has to be Spence not being selected. I thought he had a really solid, another performance, added the goal to it. I just find it a strange decision to play with a back four. Or certainly to change that one area that. And tonight you need to be defensively tuned, finely tuned, and I'm just wondering, I'm not trying to we're making Spence sound like Paolo Maldini or something, but we're not saying that. We're just saying he's playing really well. I thought he's had that on lockdown, and I don't see why Udogie should be going straight into the team. It should be made on merit, shouldn't it? He should be getting in the team on merit, and I don't see what Udogie has done right now. I know. Unlike many of you guys, I'm a fan of Udogie, but I also recognise that Spencer's been playing a lot better, and he has been better defensively and going forward. So it's harsh. It's harsh, but you know what? You did say that will happen once he gets his players back, and it would be the same for Gray and Danso once
Of
Romero and Van der
course.
Ven.
Look,
Which
this is the key thing for me, right? Is somebody's Henry Thong TV has said our right hand side is about to get cooked, Porro and Johnson. Now, when you look at that from a defensive perspective, I think that's very weak. Now, when you know you've got that on the right hand side, Iggy, and then you're going to, if I'm not wrong, this would be maybe they've had one game, but isn't this going to be the first or second time that Odegaard and Udogie have started together?
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, I don't
second.
remember. I don't remember the last time they played.
Maybe Everton at home.
If it has, it was been a long time. What I'm saying is that they haven't played enough to get an understanding. And to me, Johnson and Porro, again, listen, that side, it's both sides to be fair, but more so our left and their right is a side that it concerns me a lot. You know, Doku, what he's all about. He's going to be running at Porro. And I'm just worried that Savinho and Doku will get our fullbacks.
Look,
I hope that we counter that by getting at them with the players that we've got. I'm really interested to see what Odegaard does. But
the thing is, we've not really seen Odegaard. My worry is we know Johnson isn't good at getting back and helping out. Let's see if Odegaard isn't as well. This is where Man City crucified Liverpool. Now, yes, they didn't have the goals. I'm going to caveat that straight away.
I'm not playing.
But on the flanks, right? Doku absolutely took Trent Alexander-Arnold to the cleaners. Now we know Doku needs a final ball. We know he needs to work on that. But he murdered him. Savio had some really good bits on the right-hand side. Now, all of a sudden, we've gone back to the two fullbacks that we're used to playing when we go inverted. This is going to be a real interesting matchup for me, Iggy. I think this is a risky time against a risky team to trial this. Son, Kulu, and Spence. I would understand if it was one of them. If you're Spence, talk to me. If you're Jed Spence, how are you feeling right now?
Me personally, if I was Spence, I'll feel disappointment that as soon as a big game comes up, you've played your Brentfords, you've played your Ipswich, and you're looking at this fixture at home to Man City. Listen, every player wants to play the biggest matches. This one here is probably the biggest matches. It's probably been, and he's, like I said, on the back of that, a really good performance at Ipswich, topped with a goal. He's high on confidence. You could see it. He was so gassed about scoring, celebrating with the fans, his first Premier League goal. And what do we follow that up with? Not in a side against Man City from the start. That should be your reward. Surely you should look at your last game and say, my reward should be the start against Man City. And you look to say, who's playing in my position? You look at it like, a player that's come back from injury after a long time. And if I look at it, me personally, I'll take that as a sign from the manager more so to say, look, I know my place now in this team. I'll play when everyone else is not fit.
I said this last week. I said this to everyone was assuring me, nah, he won't drop him when he's back. I said, you watch the first big game, Spence will be the one left out. It is, even today when I selected my team, I said, he's got to go Porro Spence. He's got to, Udogie's just come back. Porro's had the weekend off. Spence is in good form. I can't believe he's done it. And the problem is here, if we have a mayor in our fullback areas today, he's going to get crucified, Iggy, for that decision because managers live and die by their decisions, don't they?
I listen. I won't even go in on Udogie. I won't because that's the call that the manager makes these calls at the end of the day. You're coming up with one of the biggest games of the season for us. Is an important game, as it is for Man City, and you have an opportunity here. And like you said, you look at every position on the pitch and you try to find the chemistry, you're trying to find the jewels, you're trying to find where is the area that they can exploit, the wide areas at the moment. Looking at the team, it's going to be played in the wide areas. So why would you want to, in my opinion, I think we've weakened We've weakened a side that didn't need to be weakened. You need to play Son and Spence on that side. For me, at least from the start. Then you can change it afterwards. You can have Odobert as an impact player for Son. You can have Udogie, bring him in the second half. But from the start, right now, I don't think it's justified to play Odobert and Udogie from the start right now.
I agree.
It's not like we got another. What we got a game more on the weekend. I mean, do it then. I think the game on the weekend would have been a bit more appropriate to do it. Not now. I don't know. What do you
And
make
by the
of it
way,
anyway?
somebody's made a good point here. Moore not on the bench. Werner's back on the bench.
You know what? Someone said that to me as well. Someone said to me, Moore is going to be forgotten about the moment Werner comes back. I can't remember. I read it in one of the comments under my videos. It said, wait till Werner comes back. You won't see Moore anymore. And the next one will be the likes of Gray and Bergvall. They'll be the next two that will go missing once everyone's back.
Yeah. By the way, MT, when you're saying, I'm so sorry, people are exposing their agendas with Ange. He's played so much recently. How can you say Kulu rested and Spence dropped? Spence has played 13 Premier League games this season. He's a professional footballer. The man cannot be. I'm sorry, Iggy. I don't know what you think. If you've played 13 Premier League games by, what are we, 2 days away from March? Right? Why on earth would Spence need to be rested? Kulu has played every minute, MT. I get Kulu.
I'll tell you the other. Listen, I don't know what agenda with Ange. I haven't got an agenda. I just judge him for what he does, the performances, and how we play, and all of that, and the calls that he makes. That's what I'm judging. I haven't got no agenda towards him. But then, guys, let me give you this for reflection. Right, it's the 26th of February today. Our next game is in the Europa League on the 6th. Okay, there's a break. Do you see where I'm going with this? Why would you do that just before the break? We haven't got a game on the weekend. There's like internationals are coming in. So just play them. Play the same team, same 11 that started against Ipswich. Go in there strong. Everyone's full of confidence. And you think to yourself, you know what? It's the first time in a long while, man, that we've had a game, 3 games in a row where we've had
momentum.
Yeah, and why break it up before the international break? It's the last one before the break. It's mind-boggling. Listen, if he wins tonight, he's right. Fair play.
If he wins tonight, he is. But when people are saying, "Oh, but we've wanted him to rotate," yes, but as Iggy said, well, I'll say the first bit, and then I'll go to what Iggy said. 1, surely you don't rotate against Man City at home, and 2, we don't play for 9 days. If I'm not wrong, what we play next
26. It's next Thursday, so that's a full week. Well, no, a week. 8 days.
8 full days off. Yeah,
where's the problem?
I don't get this manager in any way, shape, or form. In the games where if you were going to rest Kulusevski, right, and Spence, surely you do it against Ipswich. Right? Surely you do it against Ipswich away, who are going down, rather than.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to put a different spin on it. I hope he's done that to start like this, and maybe in the second half we can use the likes of Kulusevski, Son as impact players. Somebody we can come off the bench and actually impact it. You can look around and say, you know what, we've got some good players on the bench that can determine the game one way or another in that final half hour, 35 minutes. It's good to know that we've got Kulusevski and Son there, as well as Spence if needed be. So I'm hoping that plays dividends during the game.
But again, and actually, just quickly before we come to this comment, guys and girls, we've got 1 in 5 at the moment. They've got 540 of you in here and 111 likes. We've got a 1 in 5 hit rate. Can we please smash that button? And if you haven't subscribed, please do. It's been very, very, very slow. To let you know, this is how bad it's been for me this week, Iggy. Right? I don't mind it. This is how bad it's been this week. I've got 70 subscribers in 1 week. I normally do that in a day. Guys and girls, smash the subscribe button. Please like. These are free things. Not free. Not free. I don't know. My mum would tell me off whichever way I say things.
3, F-R-E-E.
F-R-E-E.
That's it, 3.
Three. The last bit about Spence. I truly do worry the way he's treated Spence. He came out 3 or 4 weeks ago and said, "Oh yeah, Spence is doing well, helping us until Udogi's back." Then he came out last week and started all this waffle about what did he say about I wanted to test him and all this. Is it fair to say Spence just isn't his favourite player? Would that be fair to say?
It's look, when you think of the amount of games that he's played Porro in, and Porro's, he's been good, he's been bad, he's been awful, and he's been good again. He's been up and down like many players this season, but he's kept with him. And do you know what? There isn't one single comment. I've been looking at the comments to the side. There hasn't been one comment where they say, "Do you know what? Nah, it's a fair call. It's right that we brought Udogie in for Spence." Everyone's a little bit upset or feel that was harsh, man, to drop him. It's not even it's just to drop him in this game. You know what? You want to see him come up against the best because he's played up against the best. Against Salah, he's done. I think probably the best forward in the league, and that's he's done well. And I think. In people's eyes, even the most dubious ones, he's come a long way in that sense. He's proved a lot of doubters wrong, and he's been one of our best performing defenders in weeks now, and he's proved that he deserves a chance. And it's almost as like you've got to make a problem when there really didn't need to be one, because I don't think Udogie would have felt harsh done by not being in the team tonight. So I don't know. Sometimes we create our own problems where there really needs not be any. No one's saying anything about Son not starting tonight, or people saying Kulusevski perhaps been saying it for weeks. He's been overplayed, he needs a rest. Tonight, I don't know if that was the right time, but with Spence, everyone's up in arms about it. So everyone's really upset about Spence being out of the team.
Look, can we just say, right? Like, if you look at the past month or two, you do realise these are athletes, right? Like, I'm sorry, what are we doing here where footballers play a lot of football for 2 months, they need a rest? I mean, come on. If we're talking Kulusevski, who's played game in, game out, 90 minutes, up and down. Jed Spencer's played 13 games in the Premier League this season, and he's made 9 starts.
It's not a justification for Spence not being inside. You can argue with Kulusevski. You can bring that argument to me about Kulu, Son maybe, but not Spence. And look at the best team in the land right now. The best team in the land right now is been Liverpool. How many games have all those players in 11 played? They play week in, week out. The same players play. I'm not talking about the cup, the Carabao Cup. I'm talking about in the league. How many changes does Slot make in that team? In the Premier League, I'm talking about. I'm not talking about cups. Yeah. He plays the same team all the time, and they play more games than us, way more games than us.
Yeah, I find it hilarious. I still find it hilarious that there are still fans that backhand with these types of decisions. Listen, as we said, if he pulls it off tonight, I'm all for that, right? I'll sit here at the end of the game and go, cool, he got it right. For me, though, I think this is a really dangerous opposition to try this out against. I really, really do.
Mate, they've got Savinho playing there. Savinho is no joke, man. He's a proper player. I saw him I was there live for the cup game when we played him at home. Mate, he looked like a right little baller. He's a proper baller, and he was giving us a torrid time on that side. So, and I think this is where the games will be. I honestly believe, guys, that the game will be won and lost in the wide areas. I don't think the middle is going to be too much of an issue. I think the wide areas will, though.
I mean, look, I'm just looking at one of my apps has said that Man City are going to go with Nunes at right back. I'm guessing Nunes will start at right back, but probably drift more into the midfield area. But I'm looking at Nico and Kovacic, both two footballers very comfortable on the ball in the middle. And then I'm looking at the pace of Doku, Marmoush, and Savino, and Haaland. What I would say with this, let's move on to the Haaland piece, Iggy. If you're Haaland, and he is experienced now. He's only 24, but he is an experienced centre forward in world football. He'll be trying to pull onto Archie Gray as much as possible and try and get away from Danso, won't he?
Yeah, now of course he will try. He will try to. Yeah, he'll try to slip more on Gray's side and try and use his physicality against him. I'm hoping that there's some sort of understanding between the two where Danso picks him up. But I don't think I'm not overly worried about Haaland per se, but it's the three behind him that are going to cause riot because they have so much about them. They're quick, they're fast, they're unpredictable. And Mamouche in particular for me. I know Savinho, I've just been speaking about. Doku is that final ball that needs, but everything else has been brilliant. But Mamouche is really taken to. Do you see what I mean about a player that comes into the Premier League? Although City haven't been the best, but when you're coming into a team that's functioning, it's so much easier to fly with it. And he has done just that since he's joined. So he's such a good player. And I think in that area, I do think he's a lot more dangerous when he plays in that little area behind Haaland. So
listen, I've said this I've said this for years about Erling Haaland, mate. So many people that I'll call it, are just really silly. Say things like, "Well, Haaland don't do anything but score goals." What he does allow this team to do, Iggy, is he'll take defenders away from the game. He'll bully centre halves, and what he does is he allows Mamouche, Savvinho, Doku to get on the ball rather than be the target players. And that's the difference for me. He will, for me, if I was him, I would pull on Archie Gray all night. I would pull on to Archie Gray because we saw Delap bully Archie Gray. Think what Haaland's going to do. I'm truly worried now about this game.
He takes. Imagine if a player like Haaland was even at Liverpool with the players around where the Liverpool got, they'll probably be 20 points clear. But look, he's a really good player, Haaland. There's no two ways about that. He absorbs so much attention that allows everything around him to work well. And you know what? And when I see Savvinho, Doku, and Mamouche, I don't know about you, man. I'm just seeing arrows. It's just arrows. Oh. It's proper big, massive arrows coming our way. And I just hope that our midfielders, whoever plays in that sixth role, really does a good job on picking up Mamouche and making sure that he doesn't get the ball or cuts the ball out to him in those areas. But we shall see, man. We shall see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think you're going to see a lot of Savio and Doku with the ball. I always think with City will batter anyone if Savio and Doku get the final pass right. That's the key thing for me that we've got to hope they don't do tonight. We know that Doku can beat a man for fun. We know Savio can. Problem is with both of those, and again, they're both young wingers, so it's not the end of the world from their point of view, but it's can they find a player? And in the last few games, they've had no one to aim for. Now they have got Erling Haaland, and he is, whatever we want to say about him, the boy lives and breathes and eats goals, doesn't he? He's a goal machine.
Yeah, I don't understand why he gets the stick that he does, man. Because I think he's a really good. I think he's a really good centre forward, man. His numbers are ridiculous. Like the stats don't lie, the numbers don't lie. So you can argue about whether he's your cup of tea or not as a footballer, but you can't argue with numbers, man. You can debate talk, and you can debate words, but you can't debate numbers, and the numbers are there for everyone to see. So. Look, we need to be defensively sound, and I just don't see how you can drop. Again, we keep going back there. How you can drop our most informed defender? I just don't get it. It doesn't make sense.
Phil, I love you,
For the rest of the team, I don't think it's a bad 11, but I just think
I think it looks awful if I'm honest on paper. I'll go to the midfield in a minute, but Phil, I don't think we're quite understanding. We've got 8 full days of rest between now
and 6.
and the Europa League. We've got
Thursday, 6th of March.
We've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? Sorry, 7 full days, and then Thursday we play. So we've got 7 full days rest, and then we play on the 8th in the evening. It's 8 days away. When people are saying we're going to prioritise, what I don't understand. There's an excuse for everything. And then MT going, yes, people are struggling to understand this. Yes, because we're not playing in the Europa League on Sunday. We're playing in over a week.
If you had Man City, let's just say this, right, guys? If we had Man City today, and then on Sunday you've got, I don't know, or Sunday afternoon you got Liverpool, or you got Arsenal, or you got, maybe you could say to yourself, fair enough. It's understandable to rotate a little bit with the games so close together. But when they're 8 days apart, and everyone's going on international duty, you just come back from three wins on a trot. This is the last game before the international break. Or is it the international break? I believe is it Joe?
No, it's the FA Cup this weekend.
FA Cup weekend. So we've got a free weekend, whatever way you look at it, and we ain't playing until next Thursday. Go in there with the best 11. And Spence, right now, I know, like I said, we keep going on about Spence like he's Paolo Maldini. We're not saying that. We're just saying that at left back right now, it's percentages. Football is all about percentages, and the percentages right now is better if you play Spence than Udogie. In this moment in time, you just is a better player to be playing at left back right now. That's it.
Let me ask you. Let's move to. We'll go to the midfield. We've done the back four. I think there's no shock at centre half. We knew it was going to be Danso and Gray. So there's no shock there. But in the midfield, I alluded to it just now. I feel like he's gone for the players that are a bit more comfortable on the ball. I'm a little bit surprised that I'm not seeing one of Basuma or Sarr. Are you surprised? Because for me, it looks quite lightweight, that midfield to me.
It is, but I think Man City are a team that allows you to play. That's how I see it. In that centre midfield, they allow you to play. They're not very obsessive with their pressing and closing you down. They're a team that allows you. So I think having technical players there, I think it's a good bold move. The problem is as well, they have to work off the ball. I do believe they have to put a level of work rate in off the ball. I think Bergvall is growing. He's getting the experiences now. Yes, he sometimes makes mistakes, but he combines the quantity and quality really well. I thought he had a good game. Yes, Ipswich. Everyone's gonna tell me it was only Ipswich. It's only Ipswich.
It's only Ipswich.
Yeah, it's only Ipswich. It's only Ipswich. But at the end of the day, I'll remind you again how many of us were confidently going into the Ipswich game before we beat them to say it was only Ipswich. It's only Ipswich. I'm saying that he's growing. He combines. He's a player. I've always said this. There's a player in him. There's something about him. I do like him. I think he combines the quantity and the quality really, really well. And right now, I've lost all confidence in Basuma. I'll be honest with you, Savva, I have. I think he's been terribly disappointing, and he's always doing either something stupid or he's not on the level. Sarr, for me, is not here or there. I don't think these are the games that Sarr should be playing in my humble opinion. So I think it's the right call to have Bergvall and Bentancur there, because Bentancur, although he's not, but he's still the best midfielder that we currently have in that role at the club in this moment in time. The other one is Maddison. How long we've been saying Maddison? Why? What is the story with Maddison? Why is he always in and out of the team? But I think it's the right call, because these are sort of Maddison's kind of games.
Yeah.
And he came on against Ipswich again. It was only Ipswich, but he came on against Ipswich. He done really well. Really, he contributed to Spencer's goal. And I think now is the opportunity for him to really take it up a notch, to give Kulusevski a break. But he's now got to take over and say, you know what? Now it's my time to shine. Allow Kulusevski to come on second half, but he's got to play 60, 70 minutes, because he never completes a game, does he, Maddison? So he's going to be there 60, 70 minutes. He's got to be the man.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I've got nothing against Maddison playing. Listen, you know what? Bergvall's the one for me. I know loads of people all season have gone on about Gray. Bergvall's the one I look at and go, you've got something about you. Visibly, I can see it visibly. Like, from a scouting perspective, I would watch Bergvall. When I was always taught, when you're scouting, you don't need to scout and watch a player for 90 minutes. You'll see little things they do in a game and go, yeah, you can.
The way he manipulates the ball, the way he does little things like that.
Yes.
That's what I saw in him as well.
He looks a player.
There's something there. Something about him.
Yeah.
He's only 18. So imagine the margins of growth that he still has. with
Agreed.
a coach that can develop them in years to come. Maybe Ange won't be the one. Hopefully, moving forwards, there is a manager that comes into Spurs that can develop his game in 1 or 2 years' time. Because
Mm,
this guy at 22, 23, he can
mm,
really push on to something
mm.
to bigger and better things. Spurs are on, but as a player, he can move on to bigger and better things.
Yeah. So I said, to be fair to Ange, if Spencer picked up an injury tonight, we would have gone mad for not having him in Europe. But Jonas, the problem is if we live by this, we could say this about every footballer in every game. Players can get injured playing. Players can get injured walking down the stairs. Players can get injured in training. Surely you can't live your life by this one player is going to be rested for 8 days' time. I'm not buying that. I truly just think he prefers Udogie and Porro. Sorry, that's my. I reckon we get. I might be wrong, Iggy. Someone will clip this. I reckon we get to the European game, and I bet you Porro and Udogie play. That's just my opinion. I think Porro and Udogie will play in that game as well. I've seen it all season with this guy. When
He obviously,
fit, bench don't play.
he obviously wants to give Udogie game time, and he needs minutes to get him up to scratch. So he needs to play tonight. He will probably play against Al Akmar as well. So look, we shall see. We'll comment on those games as they come thick and fast. But like I said, tonight was just an opportunity to make the rotation, make the change. Kulusevski for Maddison, make the change if you want to further forward where the risk is probably less. But at the back, for me, you always want to have your 4 or 5 players that you have available consistently playing until you recover the ones that should be playing further down the line. But right now, it's you know what it is? It was an unnecessary change.
Yeah.
We look at it from so many perspectives, it's unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean, Michael, big up to you. Said it's all mental with Bergvall. Look, he has absolutely got great potential. I think the thing is, Michael, people, especially with me, they want me to go overboard about youngsters. I think the older I've got, I've realised that if every 18-year-old that I was told was going to be amazing, if I sat down and filled out a whole book of every 18-year-old that never went on to fulfill potential, it would be a million names. So I wait and see what they do. This player looks like he's got some really good traits. I think there's a few things that need to be monitored. I think he's a little bit rash at times, jumping into tackles, which not a bad thing, but it's got to be monitored. A bit like Dele Alli, if you will. Like Dele Alli had that bite that you don't want to remove completely, but you need to temper it. But he's 18. Of course, he's got loads to develop. I completely agree with you. I think that's fair, isn't it? When
no one's saying that he's Luka Modric or anything like that. But we're just saying that we see something in him. Seeing something in someone doesn't mean that he's the full, the full two. He's not. Of course he isn't. But we see that he can handle the Premier League. I think he can handle it at this level. He can play there, and to do that at this age in a very important role. And I think he's better in that position that he's played in now than when he's plays a bit further forward. I think he could be a really good box-to-box player. I really do believe that. I think he'd be a really quality number 8.
Yeah, we'll see. Listen, as I said, he's got the traits. For me, what I like about him, he can play. And as I said, I was always brought up to know the difference between a footballer and a player, if you know what I mean. Like there's people like, I don't think Sar's a footballer. If that makes, I think Sar's got a great engine. I think he's a workhorse, but he's not someone that when I look at him with the ball, I think, yeah, you know what I mean? Like that footwork, the
players like Sar are the ones that allow the footballers to do what the footballers should be doing.
Agreed.
That's where you need those players like Sar to allow that. It's all like on their own, they're not worth nothing, but together they become solid. So that's what Sar. It's like it's like your Gattusos, if you like. They're not the right back. They allow the Pirlos to do what Pirlos do. To give you an example.
There you go, everyone. Clip that. Iggy has just said that.
No, Bergwall is Pirlo and Gattuso is Sar. Perfect.
Iggy
Let's
said,
go with run with it.
Gattuso. He's Gattuso.
Gattuso.
Yeah, listen, and look, for me, I love a player that can manipulate the ball and good footwork. I love all that. And Bergvall, look, we'll see how he develops. My question mark is about whether or not this manager can develop those players. we will see. I don't think things like this help. When people like Bergvall are compared to top midfielders that are playing in the best team in the best leagues, I just think everyone should just let him be himself. Let Bergvall grow and be himself before we compare him with Frankie de Jong. I see it all the time. Sarr, he's the next Vieira. You're like, oh God, no, don't say, Mikey Moore, he's the next Messi or whoever he is. And it's like, oh, just let them forge their own path, Iggy. That for me, let them forge their own path.
It's like we always got to find comparison. Let the boys breathe. Let Bergvall's the new Lewis Holtby. I'm just seeing that now as well. I don't know. I judge them. I judge them for them. And tonight, what I want to see from Bergvall, I don't care if he does mistakes. I don't care about any of that. For me, what I want to see from Bergvall is the character, the personality to make errors, to bounce back from those errors, and to keep going, and to really, and then the 90 minutes say, "Do you know what? That kid had a really good game tonight. He didn't just do it against the likes of the Ipswiches, the Brentfords, and all that.
Agreed.
He's actually stepped up against these kind of games. He stepped up. He did it against Liverpool." And I want to see it tonight. That's the kind of I want to see. It's more from the character point of view that I'm looking at that player, and those are the kind of and I hope for Udogie that he has a good game match as well. Otherwise, could you imagine the amount of stick he'll get personally for taking Spence's place? We shall see.
Yeah. I mean, look, listen, I feel like when you're saying all the doubters, look, for me, Alex, I just think just let them get there first. The problem is, Alex, if I took a screenshot like this, right, and I'm not saying Bergvall won't, but if I took a screenshot like this, Iggy, for every single player I've talked about on YouTube, do you know how many times, like, when they say the receipts, there's been so many that people have just got so wildly wrong. I heard all this crap about Skip. I heard all this crap about Sessegnon. I heard it about Troy Parrott. Blah, blah, blah.
Let's
blah,
be
blah,
patient.
blah,
Let's be patient with the young
Patience.
players. Let's be
Thank you.
patient. We need
Patience.
to have patience to let them grow.
Patience.
He's only just come into the team. He's playing regularly because of injuries. The same with Gray, and so we got to be patient. The same way Spence weren't getting a game for love or money. It took a while patience more from his side than anything else. But you know what? He's coming to his own. Bergvall, if he's as good as we'll hope he is, he will come good. We just have to be patient and accept that along the way, during that growth, he will make mistakes. It's part of his growth. We just got to realize that he's made a mistake, and hopefully he's smart enough. And that will be telling in the future if he's smart enough to rectify them where he doesn't repeat. Then the maturity kicks in. So game by game, he will grow. And let's just hope the same doesn't happen to him when we get all our other players back and he starts getting less minutes. That would annoy me because we're blocking a player from growth, and I don't want that to happen. I want him to be part of the team moving forwards. Whoever comes in that 4-5 in that midfield area.
Yeah, no, listen, absolutely. I'm just somebody that I don't like it when a youngster has a great game. It's, oh my God, this is the next big thing. When they have a shit game, they're the world's worst. For me, I think for a youngster, you've got to give them time. Let them first and foremost, let's let Gray and Bergvall make a position their own. I don't mean every other game. I mean, let's wait until we're at the point where we go, well, first name on the team sheet, Bergvall. I'm not saying they can. I'm not saying they can't. I'm just saying I will wait and see what happens. Same with Mikey Moore. Stella and I just talked about this. Everybody's not got to see Mikey Moore beat two men and cross a ball in and go, oh my God, he should play every minute of the game. Just let them develop. Let them develop, and then we can have the conversation. And I think for me, Iggy, I think that's an experience thing on my part. When I was younger, I used to think every 18-year-old kid I saw, oh my God, he's sensational. And then you realize sometimes, we
get excited, man. When we see, the thing is, when you look at it from the way we are as a team, and we're not a team that really fulfills with objectives. We're not a team that really brings cups home every day. So when we do say we're a team that, or club or fans that get excited when we see every now and again a light being switched on with one of our players, and we get excited. It happens. I heard you guys at the back end of the last stream talking about the likes of Waddles and the Ginolas, because our teams were so shit that when you see a player like Ginola playing in such a shit Spurs side, you hang on to that because they're the ones, He played in a really bad Spurs team, but he was that shining light. So when a player
Still
does
won
come
double
through,
player of the year.
yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like the level of the player was so good. Maybe Mikey Moore just grows here like Waddle and like Jalola, and then maybe something can happen. Who knows?
Yeah, it's look, it just makes me laugh. Listen, people are saying in the chat, why can't we compare? Knock yourselves out, compare them.
No,
But
man, at the end of it's opinions, isn't it?
of course it is. Compare who you want. I just think I want Bergvall to be Bergvall. I don't want to say, oh, he's Frankie Dion. But let Bergvall be Bergvall. Let's let the young kid make that first team spot his own over a season before everyone loses their absolute mind about every youngster that ever pulls on a Spurs shirt. Look, it is what it is for me. It is what it is. Look, let's move to the forward line, Iggy. Sorry, I know you need to go in a minute, don't you?
No, that's all right. We'll finish the forward. We'll talk about forward later.
Okay. Let's look at the forward line. If you had said to me this morning, our forward line is going to be Odegaard, Tell and Johnson, I would have said not a chance. But it is. What's your first thought when you look? What comes to mind? What are the kind of words that come to mind when you look at that as a front three?
All right, Johnson. There's nothing more I can see or learn from him. He has shown me who he is. So to expect anything different, it would be more foolish on me than perhaps him. So I know we all know what Johnson's all about. Okay, some people is Marmite. Some people love him, some people don't, and it is what it is. With Odegaard, I'm interested to see what version, what we're going to see from him. We saw early signs at the beginning of the season. Someone that said, he writes the one with the ball. He's very quick, pace. He can take players on. So the fact that it's a big call, by the way, from the manager to put it on him to play there. So I want to see what response he gives in that pitch. So I'm curious to see what Odegaard will bring in. So curiosity from Odegaard's part. Johnson, I've got nothing to see that I haven't seen. I say, what can he possibly surprise me with tonight? Defensive cover? I don't know. You take your pick. With Tell, I mentioned him earlier on. Number 9, I don't think is his role, but we need someone in that middle number 9. I want to see a little bit more from him. That I think we can all expect. Contribute a little bit more because his involvement within the team play was very poor against Ipswich the other day. He wasn't a real threat in front of goal. He didn't. I don't remember much contribution. I don't know if you remember anything from that Ipswich game contribution-wise. I didn't really see anything much of him, and I was just thinking for a player that was so hyped, 60 million, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Before we signed him, we weren't going to get him. We were going mad for not getting him. We screwed up. We sign him. We get him. I understand he's coming in a struggling team, and I repeat what I said earlier. I understand he's coming in a struggling team. Wasn't playing well. Trying to find his feet in the Premier League. He's playing as a number 9, and that's what I planned. But at some point, a player, whether he plays in this position or not, he's got to have something about him, like some tenacity, something to show us, you know what? Like we've been saying about Bergwall, there's a player there. This is the kind of games that if I see him having a different game tonight, then I think, you know what? Because he himself must know, Man City, Tottenham Hotspur, Wednesday night, under the lights, man, this is going to be my match tonight. I hope he's going in with that mindset.
Do you know what? I completely agree with you. And it's games like this where people like Tell can make a name for themselves, explode onto the team, show everyone. All right, it's been a difficult first 3 or 4 games for me, but here I am. My first thought, Iggy, when I looked at that front three was weak. I thought it just looked like it would be easily bullied by Vardiol.
He looked weak.
Kustanov, Diaz. It just looks weak. Now, what I will say is this. I think that's a really good way to look at Brennan Johnson. I've always said this, and people can take this how they want. I think Brennan Johnson is absolutely shit at football, right? But
where have I heard that before in Tottenham away? We have someone else at Tottenham away says the exact same words.
But he's shit at football, but he's got this brilliant knack of right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Now, all the while he does that, knock yourself out, have him in the team. As a footballer, I don't enjoy one thing about him. That's just me. As a footballer, I think when he's not scoring goals, he does absolutely nothing out wide. Now, people will go, well, he's not a winger, he's a forward. Sure, that's not my problem. That's where the manager plays him. I look at Odegaard, I feel like it's really difficult to tell. Like I haven't seen him. I need to see more of him to judge.
Yeah.
But then I look at Tell up front and I think, how much is that ball going to stick? How much is that ball going to stick with Johnson, Tell and Odegaard? For me, I think it's going to be very reactive rather than proactive, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I've got a feeling that ball is just going to come back time and time again into Nico, into Nico and Kovacic, time and time again. That was my first thought. Is that harsh, or do you look at those three and think it's quite weak?
Listen, all I can hope for with that forward line is that tonight Ange will surprise us by dropping 5-10 yards defensively, and we try and catch them on the counter, really make them pay, because that as a forward line, as a setup, would be wicked if we were playing a counter attack.
Yeah.
Then I'll say, do you know what? I'm excited because I can see what he's going to do. He's going to drop us 5-10 yards, absorb a little bit of the pressure, let them have the ball. And when we go 2-3 passes, bang, we're going to be literally trying to get in and behind them. If we set up like that, in a similar sort of fashion like we did when we played them away, where we hurt them and we absorbed it, the fullbacks were playing as fullbacks, and we got in the times that we did, with that forward line, we could hurt them. We could hurt them because we have everything about us to hurt them if we play in a counter-attacking way. So we shall see. But if we are doing it where we're playing high up and we're going to be playing tiki-taka, we're going to try and get at them in that way, and the ball's not going to stick. We don't have the players in our forward line right now. Even people were saying Scarlett. Scarlett isn't that player either. So.
Yeah,
so we I don't think even Solanke to an extent is, Richarlison isn't. So we don't have a player. And someone mentioned Delap earlier. I was having a conversation in the weekend. I was saying I would sign Delap. I would take Delap at Spurs as part of as number 9. Maybe like with him and Solanke. I don't know. I like Delap, and I think he's going to grow to a better player. And I think someone like him would be beneficial to us. If you want a ball to stick, that's the kind of player I would have involved. But if we've managed to set up in a way that we can counter attack, I think those 3 guys can come to light. I just want to see a real good team performance tonight, man. I want to see us compact. Whatever happens, however we want to play it, I don't want to see a disjointed side. I want to see a nice compact side, and be careful with the wide areas, because that's where I feel the game's going to be won and lost.
Yeah, Philly, I feel like this is very, very tongue-in-cheek from Philly. Look, listen, I won't keep you forever. I know you need to jump in here. Listen, I genuinely, before I saw the teams, I had 3-3 in my mind. I thought this was going to be a real high-scoring draw. I want to be wrong. I just feel that we look a little bit lightweight through midfield and up front. I just feel we look a little bit weak, and I feel like they're going to have a lot of the ball. I think this game's going to be more about, if City finish their chances, I think we're done for. If they don't, I think we can nick it. But I'm leaning towards City. Please don't shoot me. I wasn't earlier today. I said 3-3. I'm just leaning towards them in a high-scoring game at the moment.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see why you would look at it like that. I don't know, man. This one's a hard one to call, because in my mind I had a different team, a different 11.
Me too.
And he's thrown me off, because I thought to myself that today I was gonna say would edge it by a goal. Now I'm leaning towards. I think there's gonna be goals. I'm leaning towards. I think at best we're gonna get a draw. At best, we'll get a 2-2 draw.
Yeah.
But if they the way we're set up at the moment, I feel like we're going to get absolutely in those wide areas. I do think we're going to get absolutely tested in those wide areas. And if I don't know, man. I don't want to say it. I hate predicting anything but Spurs win. So I'm just going to hold it there.
I just thought that with listen, I thought that with Sonny, with Kulu, I thought players like that they've played against City, they know City, they know how to get in behind, they've done it before. I just think again, I'm looking at that front three. Listen, Iggy, beautiful thing about opinions. I could be massively wrong here. We could go there and
We
batter
want
them.
to. We want to be.
But just looking at that front three, and I can't see if anyone had said to you that you're going to have a whole season with that front three, I would tell you that team is finishing in the bottom half of the table, and that I just don't see that there's enough there.
Savva, do you remember I said to you at the beginning that football's about percentages? And you got to think to yourself is this: we're hoping that Odegaard has a good game tonight, so we're putting that on hope because he hasn't played in a long time. Udogie coming in for Spence, big call. We hope Udogie has a good game to justify Spence not being in the team. Percentages. We hope that Tell turns up tonight because he's not been. Johnson, we hope that he tracks. When you start hoping, one player, two player, three player, four, you see where my percentages drop a little bit because I'm putting too much on the hope instead of going with if Spence plays there, I know he's my best option there. If Kulusevski plays there, I know what I'm going to get. So all of a sudden, it's a game of percentages. Where you play one ahead of the other, your percentages increases because you're not putting it on just hope. Here, we got 3 or 4 players that I've just mentioned right now that we're basing it on hope that they do what they've got to do tonight. And to expect that against a team like Man City, where they're going to come to us wanting to make up and get those 3 points that they badly win, and they can't afford to drop another 3 points after losing at home against Liverpool. They need to put performance for their own fans. They come in with their own agendas.
Yep.
So when you put your hopes on too many players for our play in our team, in our 11 to perform, that's where you start to think, well, our percentages of winning drop massively because you've got too many players there that you're hoping are turning up tonight. That's all.
Yeah. No, I completely understand. As I said, I do feel it's a weak team. Listen, if I'm wrong at the end of the night, so be it.
Oh, listen, we want to be wrong. We want to be wrong.
If I'm wrong, I'm going to have 1,000,001 people coming in talking about mud. Fine, bring it. We'll have won the game.
As long as they like and subscribe along the way, they can give you as much mud as they want. Bring it on.
Absolutely. Listen, Iggy, I will let you go, mate, because I know you've already given me longer than you said, and I'm conscious of that. I know you've got family and all that kind of stuff going on. Look, let's enjoy the game. I want a score prediction from you before you go, though, please. I really do.
I hope, obviously taking aside that I want Spurs to win always, no matter what games we play. I hope, by the way I'm feeling tonight, upon given the reasons that I've just given, I think a 2-2 I will take a score draw. I don't want a 0-0. So who wants a 0-0? Score draws. I'll take a 2-2 based on what we've just been speaking about. Of course, 2-2. Fingers crossed for Spurs win.
And
worst case scenario, Savva, my bet against the Guna. if they win tonight, I'll be like, okay. And Arsenal lose. You see where I'm going with it. I've covered all angles.
Look, I hope I'm wrong. I feel like City are going to narrowly take this. I just hope we don't start slowly today. In other games where we started really slowly, like Ipswich, City will not make the mistakes Ipswich do. They will punish us. So I hope I'm wrong. I said 3-0. I've got a feeling City nick it. Hope I'm wrong, but Iggy.
Savva, tonight is a big night for Premiership football, man. A lot of big games there. And there's going to be so many, not outside of Tottenham, Man City. I think there's a lot of turnarounds tonight. I really do believe that.
I said earlier, just before you go, one of the key things, and by the way, people, I will get to your super chats in a minute. I haven't forgotten them. One of the things I said earlier is this is such a big game in terms of if we want to keep in touch with the top half. If we, let me just bring this up, Iggy. Oh, no. Oh, what have I done? Hang on, share screen. There we go. I've completely balls this up, Iggy, but never mind.
Don't worry about
it. If you look here, we said there, I should probably get Tottenham in the screen, shouldn't I, if we're going to talk about Tottenham? It's a massive game, purely because if you don't win this, we're 10 points off Europe with 11 games to go, and that's a huge ask. That's a huge ask. However, win it, Iggy. Now, all of a sudden, you're 7 points off European football, and it starts.
This is the water. You start doing this.
Yes,
But this is why, in my mind, given everything that we've been speaking about, given that there's another 8 days before we play another game, and given what you just mentioned about the league table, it's mind-boggling that you would make changes where there is no change. Look, we don't want to go in because it's only we haven't kicked off, nothing's happened yet, so. Listen, I'll be blind if I don't express my concerns upon reading and seeing everything that we you can't. We have to tell each other the truth, man, when we speak to each other, and these are my concerns. I hope that this gets all squashed, and come 10 o'clock tonight, 9:30, 10 o'clock, we've got 3 points in the bag, and all the worries, we're nothing to be worried about. It was all just concerns, and that's absolutely fine. However, if they come into fruition and they come into a surface, then I'll be like, guys, I was giving you my truth, and at the end of the day, I hope it's wrong, but we shall see. It's just concerns. It's opinions. It's opinions.
Of course, listen. Do you know what? It's all taken so serious. It's bloody football. I love it when like if you get a score wrong, people come in and go gutted. I always feel like sorry. So every prediction you've ever made is correct. Just so if that's the truth, you'd be a billionaire through gambling. Right, if every prediction you ever made was correct. Listen, Iggy, thank you so much. Enjoy the game.
No worries, man. I will, man.
Let's hope Spurs. I want to say, just be in it. Do you know what I mean? Be in it. Don't get embarrassed from looking at that team. Don't be embarrassed.
Character, play a good match, and then what will be will be.
Yeah, absolutely. Iggy, much love. Take care, brother.
Nice one, man. Take care. All the best. All the best, guys. Take care. And like and subscribe, guys. Come on, don't be leaving time.
Thank you. Please do like and subscribe, guys and girls. Right, let's get to some super chats, shall we, before we carry on? Actually, before we carry on, there's 604 of you in here and 251 likes. Come on, guys. Really, really poor. And if you haven't subscribed to the second channel, please do. I am putting the link in here right now. So please do. There's always one. I do feel like we've got some people that aren't very intelligent. Probably this guy would be the one. I mean, look at this. So fans complain that Ange don't rotate. He rotates now. Fans cry about the lineup. I mean, Don, surely at home to Man City, taking out Son, Kulu and Spence at the same time isn't what anyone's asked for. Surely you would have rotated against Ipswich. We haven't got a game for 8 days, Don, as well. So please, I would just say grow up a little bit. Grow up. Really, really silly. Big up to some super chats. We've got Aris, who's just put in a super sticker. Thank you so much, brother. Really appreciate you for that. Aris, please tell these people to subscribe. If they haven't subscribed, we've had 5 new subscribers all night. Come on, guys. We should be getting 15, 20, 25. Please do subscribe if you haven't. Thank you, Aris. I really appreciate that. A user stuck in 2 or 3. It's a typical Ange. Let's not reward the hard workers. Well, listen, we've been talking about it for a long time, haven't we? Listen, he's going to live and die by this decision. You've come back in and said, Ange is a joke. How to kill a player's confidence. We're going to see. We'll see what happens over time, won't we? We will see what happens with that. You've come in again and said, I tell you, he didn't contribute. Let's see today. Yeah, Look, I need to see something from him. I need to see something from him that makes me go, yeah, that's what we're buying. That's what people were waxing lyrical about. Big up to you, user. Thank you very much for the super chats. I appreciate that. Levi has come in as well and said, tell us skills, but no pace or strength. Premier League suited. Look, I need to see him. I need to see him over a period of time. I can only judge him on what I've seen so far. And what I've seen so far, I haven't seen anything that makes me go, core, that was a good loan signing. And when you're making a loan signing, surely it's someone that comes in and you want them to hit the ground running. Just my opinion. We'll see. We'll see. But thank you very much, Levi. And then big up to Blaine Dev, Super Spurs TV. How you doing, my man? Said just dropping in before kickoff. Worried Porro and Johnson on the right. Going to be space. Why has more been dropped for Werner? 2-2 tonight. Big up Savva and chat. Hope we win, but feel a draw. Look, Blaine Dad, first of all, thank you very much. I really appreciate your super chat. It's always very generous. So thank you very much, brother. Lots to talk about there. Yeah, look, Porro and Johnson on the right. Listen, Johnson's got to get back and help him out. Porro's got to be disciplined, because if Porro does what Porro normally does, Doku will have a field day. So those two have got to manage to sort that themselves. I really appreciate you. Thank you very much for that super chat. But hey, the players like, well, but he's Don. The problem with this is that was Sonny's best game for ages the other day. And then this is the game. This is surely the game where you keep him in. I don't know. I don't know. Big up, Tans. How you doing? Long time no see, my friend. Said, long time, Savva. Just subbed to the second channel. Big up. Thank you very much, Tans. Where have you been? Tans, tell some of these to subscribe to this channel. Over 600 in it, or 550 now in here. We need more subscribers. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I really, really do appreciate that. Where are we? Let's get back to some of the comments. Guys and girls, now is your time. Let's put in your score predictions for tonight. If you just put 3-1, for example, I will assume the 3 is Spurs being the home team. Big up to Aris, who said Ange has done his job, brought in enough changes in the roster for the next coach. Listen, Aris, no one needs to hear my opinion anymore, do they, on Ange Postecoglou? I think everyone knows that I'm not enamored with him. But we'll see. Hopefully we get the win tonight, and we'll see. Lee, I think this is where a lot of people are miffed. Lee. Why on earth are we rotating suddenly when we've got 8 days before the next game? It just feels all a bit strange. Phil, bang on, mate. Bang on. It is either a masterstroke or it's terrible. You are absolutely right. Big up to Jack for subbing to the new channel. I really appreciate that, Jack. Guys and girls, if you haven't subscribed to the new channel now, could I ask you kindly to do it, please? There is the link in the chat. Trying to get to 1,000 subs as quickly as possible. We're on, where are we? We're on 637. So if there are a couple of hundred of you, or even 50, 100 of you that haven't, please do subscribe, and it really does help drive that up. Dan Skyline says we are in for a beating. 3-1 City, 4-2 City, 4-1 City, 3-0 City, 3-1 City. I don't know. Some comments in this chat make no sense based on zero logic. Call it out. Let me know which ones. 2-0 Spurs. Oh, I can't see it by looking at that lineup. 2-2, 3-1 City, 6. I can't see us losing 6-0. 2-2. Fingers crossed, says Bill Beebe. Daniela has said, Savva, if you're going to re-sign Harry Kane in the summer, where does that leave Tel Solanke and others? I don't think Harry Kane's coming back. I'll just put that out there right now. Linda has said, why Werner on the bench? Gosh knows. Who knows why Werner is on the bench? It is what it is. 4-1 City, 2-0 City, 3-1 City. I think it's going to be really tight, by the way. I do think it's going to be very tight. I don't think anyone's going to absolutely batter anyone else. Bobby doesn't agree with me. It says 4-1 City, a Marmouche brace after Mido begged us to sign him for pennies. Joseph, big up to you, my man. Hope you're well. I said, interesting lineup. As no Son ain't been great, but seems to play well against City. As if anything, I would have benched him against Ipswich instead of tonight. I know this is the crazy thing for me, Joseph. It's that we've chose to do it in this game and not Ipswich. As we said, people might say he's prioritising the Europa League, but we don't play for 8 days and win today, and you suddenly close the gap to Europe to about 7 points. And then anything's possible. If you don't, you're miles off it. Tottenham 3, the Rodri team 2. Hope you're right. I hope you're right. 3-2 Spurs. I hope you're right, Tans. Subdue Light, 3-1 City, 5-1 City. Why can't this community see an easy win when it comes to subbing and liking the stream? What are you waiting for? I tell you what, if it was that simple, it'd be great. But I've stopped getting subs, if we're honest. Loads of people here stopped getting subs. But the second channel, thank you very much to anyone that has subscribed. I really do appreciate you as that continues to grow. 3-2 City, says Martin. Dan has just said Ange needs to go now. It's just who Flange is, mate. Ben has said, by the way, there is the link to the second channel, by the way. Ben has said, was 3-0 Spurs this morning, but we are losing 3-1, seeing that lineup. Yeah, I saw your post the other, your comment this morning. Spurs 2, City 1. A boring 0-0. I can't think of a game less that I think will be a boring 0-0. I think there's going to be goals everywhere in this game. I think we're going to see loads and loads of goals going at both ends. Aris says, I like Ange as a coach, but not in the Premier League. I mean, you're one better than me. I don't want him in the Premier League, and I don't like him as a coach. 3-0 City, 3-1 City, 3-2 City. No, he can't do anything to be fired. People love this guy for some reason. I agree. I think it's an ego trip. Big up to Mark Taylor with a super sticker. Thank you. I've got some very generous people in here. I'm not a YouTuber that gets loads and loads of super chats, but when I do, I am very, very appreciative. So thank you very much. Because as you know, this is my job. So it does help. So thank you very much. Harmick has said Ange believes in his own hype. Sorry, Harmick. I don't know where I got the word hump from. What's the difference in the channel, Sav? This is all Spurs and lives, and the other channel is all different clubs and videos. Only videos will be going on over there. So it really does help me out. The players are out on the pitch now. They're just lining up next to the Premier League advertising thing. Jimmy has gone with 4-1 City. Ahmed, no, he's dropped him immediately. I told you he would. Wow, Aris, 6:30 a.m. Gosh, fair play to you. It's 7:30 in the UK. Here are the two teams, and you lot are tight. No one is subbing to my normal channel. This channel, come on, guys. We should be getting that. We should be getting that to 16,720 at least. It's on 16,711. Where are we? Sorry, bear with me. And this is, oh, no, sorry. Here is the Spurs team. This link I'm putting in now is for this channel. So the one that says featured, that is for this channel. Tottenham have gone with Vicario, Porro, Gray, Danso and Adogi, Madison, Bentancur and Bergval, with Johnson, Tell and Odeber. The bench is Kinski, Reggie, Son, Basuma, Werner, Kulu, Spence, Sarr and Scarlett. Yeah, I agree. I don't know why he would want to come back. I don't think anyone did, Brett. I don't think anyone would have had this. The Man City team will line up thusly. They are going to go with Edison in goal. The back four, they've got it as Nunes, Kusanov, Diaz and Vardio, Kovacic and Gonzalez in midfield, Doku, Marmoush and Savinho behind Haaland. The bench is Ortega, Ake, Grealish, De Bruyne, Gundogan, Silva, Foden, Lewis and McAtee. So they are the two teams for you. Thank you very much, Mark. I'll have some pictures of the new dog in tomorrow's stream. At the moment, it's because the game's about to start. I can't really get it sorted, but I will get them for you tomorrow, Mark. I do appreciate you. I will get the pictures of Stanley for tomorrow, my little Stanley. Haaland looks angry. Oh, let's have a look. Guys, girls, thank you very much. For anyone that hasn't seen one of my watch-alongs before, I do go quite in-depth into it. I'll wait till half-time because I need a wee. Should have done it earlier. And if I look a bit off-centre, it's because the TV is there. Brilliant, Mark. Thank you very much, mate. Let's see what this game brings. I'm just going to test my timer. It works. Okay, the timer works. Ignore that. The game has not kicked off. I will start the timer properly when the game does kick off. Yeah, listen, thanks, Aaron. Yeah, it's been a tough time, but thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. Yeah, big up to Stanley. Wilson says hello. Big up to Wilson. Right, the referee is going to get this game underway, is he? He's counting the players on the pitch. Don't worry, mate. They're all there. Don't worry, they're all there. And it's going to be Man City to get the game underway. What can Tottenham do tonight? As I said, I thought 3-3 earlier. I now think City might just nick it, but we're about to find out. Man City with Mamouche are going to get the game underway. And there we go. The time is off. We are underway here at White Hart Lane. I'm never going to call it the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. There's a Man City player down injured immediately, but the referee's played on, and then the ball down the line wasn't a good one for Spurs, and the ball's gone into Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland now gives the ball to Mamouche. Mamouche lays it off to Nico. Good player, Nico. Good footballer in midfield. And now the ball's gone back to Kusanov, who plays the ball down the line to Savio. Savio's is a first chance to run at Spurs, but he's lost the ball. And now Maddison plays a good ball into Odegaard. Odegaard plays the ball out wide to Johnson. Sorry, was that Odegaard? Here's Brennan Johnson. Cuts in. Brennan Johnson. It was all too slow, but we're still too slow. Too slow there. Really, really slow from, I think it was Odegaard, but I can't quite see. And now Man City have a chance at the other end. Here's Doku. He's going to run at Porro. The game started very quickly here. Here's Doku, lays it back into Vardial. And now Man City are just going to try and put their foot on the ball. And Nunes, as I thought, has drifted from the right back area into midfield. It's almost like they're playing a free. It's almost like they're playing a free as the ball goes out wide to Vardial. He's going to go back into Ruben Diaz. And now Diaz plays it out from the back to Savio, who brings it down, lays it off to Kusanov. And now Spurs are pressing well. Man City getting caught. And Maddison's done really well to win it back. Apparently, he doesn't work hard. He's done brilliantly there to win it back. And then he's crowded out. And then he's won it back again. And the ball's gone out for a goal kick. Hang on, let me just quickly change my camera settings. 1 second. I'm not gone anywhere. I'm still here. Why is that saying low? Oh, sorry. It was saying low battery, but it's not. It's a different app. Sorry. Anyway, here's Man City caught by Bergvall in the middle of the park, and the referee gives a free kick to Manchester City in the midfield. Too slow from Brennan Johnson there. Too slow. Like he didn't do one thing or the other. This is my problem with him as a footballer. Doku now takes on Porro for fun, then glides past Bentancur for fun, then plays a brilliant ball out to Savio. Brilliant play from Doku. Here's Savio. He's running in, lays it off to Doku. Doku, his touch isn't good, and Spurs can win it. No, Man City have won it back. Here's Vardial in the midfield area now. Gives it to Savio. Straight away, that's the worry, isn't it? Look how easily Doku went past Porro. It's like he wasn't there. Here's Kovacic running through midfield, but he played it into Haaland, who would have been offside, so he left it, and the ball has gone into the arms of Vicario. Here's Danso at the back. He plays the ball to Archie Gray. Man City are pressing high here. I didn't think they would, but they have. And Udogie is caught on the ball. Really bad defending from Udogie. And then luckily, Marmouche's pass wasn't good and Bentancur cut it out. But really, really poor defending from Udogie there. Just really easily knocked off the ball. Hey. 4 minutes gone. It's been a lively start to the game. It's a throw-in on the left-hand side. Udogie now plays it back into Danso. He's going to square it to Archie Gray, whose pass back to Danso wasn't a good one. He asked a lot of Danso there, who actually recovered well. And now Odegaard can come down the left wing. Odegaard's going to run at Kusanov. Odegaard cuts in, does he step over? And then Kusanov took it off him easily and gets to the corner. So it looked promising, but I think he took it off him all a bit too easily there. Oh, Mamba, I agree. I agree. What Johnson is he will get in the right position and score tap-ins. If he does that, fine. You saw there he had time. Most players would have run, driven at the goal and had a shot, and he just didn't know what to do. In the Premier League, Man United 0, Ipswich 1. Man United 0, Ipswich 1. We'll get to that in a minute. I'll keep you updated with all the games. There's James Maddison. The corner is flicked towards the goal, but no menace at all, and the keeper claims it. The Ipswich goal was scored by Philogene. Didn't he score versus us as well? So it's Man United 0, Ipswich 1. Jaden Philogene with the goal. Man City with wow, that was a great ball out to Doku. Doku gives it to Nico. He goes back to Doku, but it wasn't a great pass from Nico, and Spurs have cut the ball out, and now Bergvall can lay it off to Johnson. He lays it off to Porro. Porro goes down to Johnson, who goes all the way back into Bergvall, does really well, drops his shoulder, drives with the ball, and then plays a really poor pass to Johnson. He looked at Johnson to say, it was Hutchinson who scored against us. Sorry, it was. Bergvall looked at Johnson to say, well, where were you? But I feel like it was really poor pass from Bergvall. Kovacic now plays a long ball over the top, and that will go nicely into Vicario's arms. Yes, yeah, I know, Angus. I know. Got it. Sorry, I got it. So Man United 0, Ipswich 1 is the only goal in the Premier League at the moment. So here goes Spurs. They've lost the ball in the midfield area. It's all too hectic sometimes with our players. They want to move it too quick. Here's Mamouche. Spreads the ball out wide to Savio. Savio now is going to run at Udogie again. He runs at Udogie, cuts in, lays it off to Nunes. He goes back to Savio. Savio plays it down the line to Nunes. Nunes is going to cross it. And Haaland's shot should have been 1-0 City. Should have been 1-0. We've got away with one there. He found Haaland in acres of space. The question I'm asking, who on earth is meant to be marking Erling Haaland? Who is meant to be marking him? Luckily, it wasn't a good attempt at goal at all from Haaland, but that should have been 1-0, and that is a massive let-off. Who on earth is giving him that much space? Here's Kusanov at right back, gives it to Savio. Savio plays a ball forward into Haaland, and Vicario does really well. Gray lost his man. Yeah, he's not having the easiest game. Gray lost his man, and the ball went through in the end to Vicario, who done really well off his line. But you can't let Erling Haaland be that. Yeah, Haaland just shrugged off Gray like he wasn't there. Just shrugged him off like he wasn't there. And here's Diaz, plays it out wide to Vardiol. He cuts back in, lays the ball back into Diaz. City have been very composed here, if we're going to be honest. This is my problem. This is why he needs time. There's a ball over the top. Doku is going to get there before Porro, is he? Doku has absolutely bodied. I tell you what, thank God for the bad pass from Doku. He absolutely bodied Porro. Doku just put in the muscle and then laid it back. And again, that's three times now that Man City have got in. Here's Man City again. They've won the ball back in midfield. They're finding so much space out wide. And here's Doku again out wide. Guys, we said it. They're going to keep getting the ball to Doku and to Savio. Here is Vardiol. Plays a ball into Kovacic. Kovacic is tackled brilliantly by Bergvall. And then Bergvall gives it to Maddison. And Maddison's taken down by Nunes, and it's a free kick to Tottenham Hotspur. We have got to sort out you can't be leaving them isolated, the wingers. I mean, look at Porro. Now, how weak was Porro? Doku stuck him on his backside. And then that's Porro in a nutshell. Did brilliantly. Sorry, Doku in a nutshell. Did brilliantly. And then the easy pass didn't. Gary thinks that Bergval's going to get a yellow before half-time. Gray plays the ball out wide to Porro. Gray played the ball out wide now to Udogie, and then Man City nipped in quickly there. It was Kusanov, and then a throw-in has gone to, I don't know who's gone to. I just feel that all of our midfielders are too excitable. Bergval wants to do everything 100 miles per hour. So does Maddison. So does Bentancur. It's like no one wants to put their foot on it and slow it down. And now Man City, they nearly lost the ball, but they won it back. They just look more physical than we do. We look very weak. I agreed with this, Mark. They look very weak. Very, very weak. Now here's Doku again on the left-hand side. Gives it to Vardiol. This is the same pattern as when we always play Man City. They're having all the football. And I guess we're waiting for a break. But so far, we've not played well. Here is Nico. Plays the ball through. Cut out by Gray. And now the ball's gone into Danso, who plays the ball out wide to Johnson. Gives it to Porro. Porro to Bentancur. Spurs have played that nicely. Here's Bergval. Plays the ball to the left-hand side to Udogie, and Udogie goes back into Bergval. He goes back to Gray. Gray, for me, always looks a little bit scared on the ball. I don't know if anyone else agrees. I always feel he looks a bit scared. There's the ball over the top to Maddison. Too much on it, and Ederson comes out and claims it easily. But that's how we're going to have to do it, right? It's going to have to be balls in behind. Let's see. He was onside Maddison. It was a good run, but it was too much on it from Porro, and the ball did float into Ederson's arms easily. Now Ederson plays the ball to Savio. To Marmoush. Now Savio is driving through. Savio still driving through. Gives it to Haaland. Haaland goes one more to Nico. Nico one more to Doku. They're in here, Man City. Man City, Doku lays the ball off. Erling Haaland, 1-0. No one marking him. Erling Haaland, 1-0. I'm sure VAR will try and get involved. Far too easy. Far too easy to play through this tactic. Far too easy. No one was marking him. Absolutely no one marking him. And it is 1-0 to Manchester City. I mean, we'll find out, won't we? We'll find out if there's any VAR or anything. But thank you, football. I try my best with a commentary. Let's have a look. Hopefully there's a flag or an offside. Let's have a look. Marmoush ran through us like we weren't there. Haaland laid it off to Nico. Nico played it into Doku. Let's have a look. Can we get an offside here? I don't think he's going to be offside. I've got a feeling that there's a leg from Udogie playing him on, but no one marking him. No one marking him. It was far too simple. And he was 6 yards out, and it's an open goal. It was all a bit easy for Man City. The only thing we can hope is that VAR can get involved. But for me, it's been coming. We've been wide open. The game has kicked off. So no VAR, nothing doing there. Again, where was Danso? Where was Gray? We're not drilled defensively, are we? Anyway, what can we do here? Can Spurs get back into the game? And by the way, let me change the score. There we go. Now Tottenham with the ball. James Maddison now lays it off into Archie Gray. Gray back into Danso. We cannot concede another one. It's been, we cannot let in another one this half because it was just that was so easy, wasn't it? As I said, when Liverpool played them the other day, they don't leave any gaps. Liverpool don't leave any gaps. Look how wide open we are. Maddison to Gray. Gray to Danso. It's too slow. There's the ball down the line and it's out for a throw-in. It's too slow, guys. It's too slow. By the way, our fullbacks look awful in this game. I think Porro and Udogie have both looked horrible 14 minutes in. Udogie, for me, he's not a defender. Can't defend. Erling Haaland now, that's his 20th goal of the season. And let's have a look what that does to the Premier League table. As it stands, Tottenham are going to stay 13th. Man City go back into 4th in the table. So Man City up to 4th, 1 point behind Nottingham Forest, who are drawing with Arsenal. So they're 1 point behind Nottingham Forest as things stand. Tottenham in 13th. As it stands, we are 10 points off European positions. So 1-0. What can Spurs do? What can Spurs do? Here's Archie Gray. Out wide to Porro. Porro plays a ball over the top. It's a really poor ball. I get it. I just feel like, listen, there's still a long way to go, but it just felt to me like this was all very obvious what was going to happen with this lineup. They've run through us for fun. And now here's Savio running through us again. Savio cuts inside. He's going to go to Doku. You know this ball's going to end up at Doku's feet. He's gone to Doku. Here we go. Doku out on the left-hand side, plays it into Vardial. And City have dominated this completely, if we're honest. Here's Kusanov. Kusanov plays the ball down the line to Savio. Savio back to Kusanov. And now here's Kusanov again. He goes all the way back to Diaz. Diaz is going to play this wide to Ederson, who's on the edge of the box. And then there's the ball into Haaland, who holds it up, but a good tackle by Maddison to win the ball back for Spurs. Here's Bergvall, Maddison. The midfield doesn't look right to me. Bergvall's lost the ball. And luckily, Maddison helps him win it back. Again, I don't think the midfield, I mean, someone's saying, I think Bergvall there too. They want it's too quick. It's too quick. Put your foot on it. Get the pass out. Have a look. Scan the pitch. Here's Pedro Porro. It's only 1-0. But it just all looks wrong. And the players are back fit, guys. It just looks wrong. Here's Archie Gray. Archie Gray with a long diagonal pass over the top. That's a good ball to Odegaard. Odegaard, can he take his man on? He's one-on-one with Nunes. Nunes gets the tackle in, and it's come off of Nunes for a corner. He wants a goal kick. The referee says corner. We've got a corner. By the way, guys and girls, if you haven't smashed the like button, please do keep smashing that button. Mark, I've said all along, I do not. When people say things to me like, "Oh, when Adogi's back, when Bentancur's back, when this player's back," I just don't think they're that good. Anyway, that's just me. So can Spurs do something from the corner here? Corner kick comes in. It's headed clear by Man City and then cleared again by Savio. And it's going to be a throw in to Tottenham down on the left. Not a good corner at all. And Tottenham Hotspur will go again. Here's Danso. He plays the ball down the line to Maddison. Maddison looks for a ball down the line. Does he know? Cuts in, and there's Savio. Gets it clear. Too slow. I feel like I don't know. It just looks very stale at the moment. As Man City win the ball back again. Marmoush plays the ball back into Diaz. Diaz sprays the ball over towards Doku. It didn't reach him, but now Haaland can win it and Doku can get it back, can he? Doku's going to get it. No, he's not. Really well done there by Brennan Johnson, who was tracking back. Problem is here, Archie Gray is so nervous. When the ball goes back to him, his body positioning as he plays it out to Danso is all wrong. Doing well at what? I haven't noticed him. What's Tell doing well at? Here's Bergvall down the line to Johnson. Johnson plays it straight out for a throw-in. Ian, absolutely. No, people don't want to listen. They're not coached. You can see these players are not coached. Ederson plays it out wide to Kusanov. Kusanov plays it down the line. Adogi nicks in there first, though. And now James Maddison plays the ball in. Not a good ball by Maddison. And the ball's gone straight into the arms of Ederson. Bobby has said you can get players back fit, but when your manager leaves you wide open, this is what I've tried to say for months. It's all well and good doing it against a crap Man U and a crap Ipswich. It's all well and good. when you play a decent team, we look horrible. Here's Nunes, who's gone into midfield and vacated his right-back area. He's going to go out wide to Vardio, is he? Yes, he is. He goes to Vardio. Vardio gives it to Kovacic. Kovacic goes back to Vardio. And now Vardio is going to give to Kovacic. Kovacic beats his man, plays it out wide. And then Nico plays a good ball into Nunes. Nunes nearly loses the ball, but doesn't. Kovacic now sprays it out wide to Kusanov. He goes back to Diaz, into Kusanov again. And now Man City have worked that well through the midfield. Nico's going to play in Doku. Doku is one-on-one with Porro again. Doku's cutting in. He's cutting in. He's cutting in. He's cutting in. He's still going. He's had a shot. Good save by Vicario. Doku has got, Doku has got Porro on toast. No, it doesn't, Proximo. Grow up. City have a bad season. Watch them play. They are coached. Don't be so stupid. This is where people lose respect from you. You say stupid stuff. And he is absolutely, Doku is absolutely, Porro is not a right back. He cannot defend. Doku is taking him to the cleaners. Here's Danso. Plays a ball over the top, cut out by Vardio, who did really well in the end, and then plays the ball down the line. Doku's going to keep it on. Doku's gone past Bergvall like he's not there. Doku is running at us again. He's got bodies up with him. He's got Mamouche. He's taken on Bentancur. Bentancur gets the tackle in. Good tackle from Bentancur in the end, doing what Porro can't. He got the tackle in. And now Bentancur can get forward. Here's Tell, too lightweight. He's given a free kick. I didn't think it. Guy, you can see, can't you? All the excuses start coming in, don't they, from the people that have been dreadfully wrong. People like Proximo that have been so wrong about this team are, mad. A good low-down save in the end from Vicario. But, I mean, somebody said he's playing well. I have not noticed him. Again, I've not noticed him. Here's Archie Gray at the back. Plays the ball into Tell. Now Bentancur. Bentancur goes back to Danso. Here's a Dogi into Odegaard. I haven't noticed him playing either. Here's the Bergvall. Lays it off to Porro. A lot of passing at the back. Not really going anywhere. But can Bergvall? No, Bergvall loses the ball again. He's trying to do too much for me, is Bergvall. He's trying to do too much for me and keeps getting caught on the ball. But you watch, people are coming at half time and go, Bergvall played well. I think he's been sloppy. I think he's been really sloppy here. Anyway, here's Diaz. Plays the ball through to Doku. Doku lays the ball back to Vardial. Tell's had the lowest number of touches on the pitch. He's had 4 touches. Johnson 9, Marmouche 9, Odegaard 10, and Bentancur 11. What do you mean as soon as players come back? We didn't have the players back for Brentford. We beat Ipswich and Man United. They're the bottom 2 of the form table. Of course we beat them. Don't be so ridiculous. Oh my gosh, these people. I hate that Spurs have got fans like this now. I hate what has happened to our fan base. I genuinely do hate that we've got fans like this. I'm sorry. I just can't stand it. Look how we're so not coached. We're not coached at the back. We're just not coached. How is Haaland wide open? Here's Vardial. Plays the ball back into Ederson. Ederson's going to play this out wide to Kusanov, is he? No, he goes across to Diaz. It's mad. Whatever Ange does, he's great. It's just so annoying. Whatever he does, he's great. How anyone can look at this team and think we're coached is beyond me. There's Haaland. He's put Mamouche through. A doggy got there first. And I just got this feeling. I've just got this feeling. By the way, Man United won. Ipswich won. An own goal I'm hearing. An own goal is what I'm hearing. We'll see. I just think he tries to do too much. You can see he's a footballer, Mark, but I think he's sloppy on the ball. The ball was played through there. by Haaland. I know, mate. Danso now goes into Maddison. Maddison pings a good ball into Bergval. Bergval with a ball over the top to Johnson, but Vardiel will get there first. It feels like it's all a little bit slow and stale. Maybe a quick counter-attack could change all that, but at the moment it's just... Man City have won the ball back again here. We're too lightweight. It's too lightweight. Here's Kusanov. He's lost the ball, but it goes out for a throw-in. He can't defend. Porro can't defend. I've said this for I don't know how many years. How many months I've said this. He can't defend. I genuinely think you watch most teams that play City make it very difficult for them to run through the middle. You watch Spurs. Go on, lads, just run through. And people like this tactic. It's just baffling. Anyway, what can we do? Can we get back into the game? But he's not he's a right wing back, right? He's a right wing back. But listen, the manager... The manager keeps playing him there. And we can see he's not a right wing back. We can see he's not a right back. His touch wasn't great, but he did get the ball out wide to Odegaard. What have you got? He's running at his man, lays it off. None of our wingers take a man on. And then Kovacic gets the tackle in. Now the ball's gone out wide to Porro on the right-hand side. I don't know what this means. I really don't know what any of that means, I'm afraid. There's the ball gone into the box, and there's no. You're right. There's no physicality in that front three. It's so lightweight. Johnson, he was offside there. Johnson, Odegaard, and Tell. There's just no. There's nothing. Man United, by the way, are 2-1 up. So they were 1-0 down. They're now 2-1 up. I'll tell you who scored the second goal in a minute. Here's Doku. Doku is going to run at Porro again. He's crossed the ball and they've missed a sitter. Savva has missed a sitter. We have got away with one again. We look dreadful. We have got away with one again. How on earth he has missed that, I will never know. Doku again. I keep hearing how shit Doku is. He's been unplayable. Doku ran at Porro, put in a great ball. Savio onside, and Savio should have scored. And I'll tell you what, we have got away with one there. And Matthias de Ligt has got the goal for Man United. So as things stand, Man United are level on points with Tottenham. Man U are level on points with Tottenham. We are above them on goal difference. But what a let-off there. Everybody, don't forget that people love Ange ball. It's just so boring as Archie Gray plays the ball straight out for a throw. Yeah, really poor. Really, really poor. I think he's got to change this at half time. It's not physical enough. I mean, how we should be 3-0 down. No, Proximo. Again, you're chatting rubbish. He was brilliant against Liverpool at the weekend. See, again, I'd politely ask you to go to another chat. You just say silly things. Here's Doku again, running at them. Doku cuts in this time. Spurs finally have bodies around him. Here's Kovacic to Diaz. You can see another goal coming, can't you? I can just see another goal coming. No, unfortunately, nothing to do with it. Yeah, when Ange gets his players back, it just looks so bad. And it's not even the centre-backs, is it? We just look so bad all over the pitch. And this is the team that people keep telling me. It's not Ange, it's the injuries. It's bloody not the injuries. Danso going down the line and then has pushed over Mamouche. Mamouche and him are tangling. the game's gone on. Savio's won the ball. Savio lays it back to Nico. Nico lays it off to Kovacic. Kovacic to Doku. Doku to Haaland. Should have been 2-0. Oh my gosh. How we are not losing this 2 or 3-0 is beyond me. How are we not losing this more is beyond me. We should be 3 or 4-0 down here. It's been dreadful. It is utter crap, isn't it? I mean, the space, Doku again laid it back, and Haaland should have scored. You would have put your more. Hang on, he's running at us again, Doku. He's running at us again. He's whipped it across. And can we clear it this time? We can. I'll tell you what, Doku is having a field day. Doku is ripping us to shreds on that left-hand side. And no one is marking Erling Haaland. Gray again, no marking. No marking in the box from Gray or Danso. It's utter madness. Utter madness. And you're right, should have had a hat-trick. We've got to be lucky that he doesn't look sharp, but we've got to feel lucky about that. We have been, can anyone remember, have we had a shot? Michael, I don't know what it is. I don't know. People seem to love it, and I don't know what it is. Nunes now running through. Nunes is running through us. Bentancur with the tackle. And Maddison with a tackle. He's got a yellow card for it. I want to see that again. Oh, was it Bentancur or Maddison? We're too easy to run through. It was Bentancur, sorry. Too easy to run through. Too easy. Too easy. I just don't know what it is, Neil. I genuinely don't know. All these people who Riggsy, God, it is. It's so painful. It's so painful to watch. You know, this is not a Man City in form, by the way. Oh, all day. All day. I just want to see a team that's well drilled. Is that too much to ask for? Here's Diaz at the back. To Ederson. Ederson's going to play it infield to Kovacic. He gives it to Diaz. That's what we've got to hope is that City lose the ball playing it out the back. Because at the moment, we have got nothing in this game. Here's the ball into midfield. Here's Nunes. He's hardly playing as a right back, is he, Nunes? I mean, they've got him as a right back, but he's never there. They're playing a back three almost. Here's Kusanov. He goes down the line, over the top. If he's onside, Savio is in here. Savio takes on Udogie, puts him on his arse, lays it off, shoots, and Danso blocks it. And they've got the ball again, crossed, headed away by Porro, only as far as Udogie. This is coming, isn't it? There's the ball in. Vicario with the theatrics. I'll tell you what, it's coming, isn't it? It's coming, this goal. We look dreadful. Here's Udogie. Gives it to Maddison. He don't want the ball there, but he has won the free kick. He has won the free kick. This is awful, isn't it? This is utterly shite. If we're going to be brutally honest, it's utterly, utterly shite. Wow. How many chances? I'll tell you what, we've got to be very grateful here that City have not taken their chances. This has been an absolute embarrassment. Here's City again. Here's Marmoush. Takes his man on. Goes past Danso. Danso's going to be yellow carded. He had no answer to him there. And Spurs look horrendous. I mean, we can talk about individuals. We can talk about Porro. We can talk about Udogie, Tell, Maddison, this player, that player. The whole setup looks awful. Awful. And now Danso's on a yellow card for the foul on Marmoush, who turned, left him for dead and was driving through on goal. Now it's going to be a free kick. It's quite far out. I'll be surprised if they have a shot. Manager is the first position that needs changing. Manager. Yeah, I was told as well, when all these players were back, I was told that we were going to play great foot. It just looks awful. This is worse than Conte and Jose. I've been trying to tell people that. No one listens. Been really, really poor. We do look genuinely all over the place as the free kick is fired into the wall by Mamouche and goes out for a throw on. The fullbacks have been dreadful. Gray and Danso look dreadful at the back. The midfield looks non-existent. I don't even know if our front three are playing. I don't even, it just looks so poor. And Man City just, I mean, other than the score, which is only 1-0, they have dominated. I mean, they're saying we've had a shot on target. I can't even think what it was. Doku goes back to Vardiol. I can't even think what our shot was. Danso now goes into Maddison. He turns, puts the ball across, and it's hit the referee, and the ref's going to stop the game. Big up to Video Complete Sofiane, who has said our owners have sacked the managers who should have been backed, and now they're backing the manager who should have been sacked. Greatest super chat I've ever got. Absolutely cannot understand it, Video Complete. Listen, I'm not saying we can't get something from this game, but the football is dreadful. I've never seen a team so poorly coached in my life. And we need to be very, very grateful that they have missed 3 or 4 gilt-edged chances. As the ball goes, Danso heads it clear. Ball down by Kovacic. Mamouche flicks it on. Adogi brings it down and can go out wide to tell. Thank you for the super chat, Video Complete. I really, really do appreciate that. Now the ball goes down the line and Spurs have won a free kick for the foul by Nunes on Adogi. But it is an absolute shambles. I'm sure Ange will say, oh, you know, at half time, you know, the players gave everything they could and they were tired. Some nonsense, I don't know, but this is awful. Mate, Bryce, I just don't get it. I just don't get what people watch. You watch, we'll score a header in a minute or something. We'll score a goal like because they make a mistake and people will go, oh, see Ange ball. I just think we look dreadful. Honestly, like it's truly heartbreaking how bad we are to watch. But we beat Ipswich. Yeah. So here's Maddison with a free kick, whips it in, cleared easily by City. And then Odeber, who I have not noticed in the game with miscontrol. Bentancur does well to win it back. And now another free kick. And Man City are furious. Kovacic saying he won the ball. The ref's given the free kick and Tottenham have another chance from a free kick delivery. In the other games, by the way, it is Brentford 0, Brentford 0, Everton 0, Man U 2, Ipswich 1, Forest 0, Arsenal 0, Liverpool and Newcastle kick off in 6-7 minutes. As it stands, Man United are level with us. Just remember the people saying that people saying how bad a job he's done. They're level with us. What's Hoddle said, by the way? Oh, this is, it's, can we do something here? Here's Maddison, whips the ball in. It's punched out by Vicario. And now the ball goes back towards Adogi. Destiny Adogi can drive forwards and then cuts back. It's all we ever do. It's such boring football. Get it down the line, cut inside 5 yards. Go away, Adogi. Oh, my gosh. Now here's Porro out wide to Brennan Johnson. And Brennan Johnson, he can't pass the football and the ball goes out for a throw-in. The throw-in's taken to Bentancur. Bentancur cuts in, goes all the way, awful ball, but Bergval's going to retrieve it. Now Bergval plays it out wide. This midfield's been non-existent, hasn't it? Here's Odeberg, cuts in, lays it off to Bentancur. He goes back to Bergval, who cuts in. God, it's boring, isn't it? Porro back to Gray. Gray goes 5 yards across to Danso. And there's Bergval. He plays the ball all the way back into Vicario. I I don't see the hype, but I feel sorry for him. He shouldn't be a centre-back, but I don't see the hype. I feel he looks so, I don't know, he just looks so lackluster on the ball. And now he goes back to Danso again. Here's a Dogie. Tottenham have had all the ball for about a minute and gone absolutely nowhere. Here's Maddison. He's dropped deep because no one's getting in the ball. Bentancur's dropped deep. Here's Archie Gray. Archie Gray fires a ball down the line. Really poor ball into the arms of Ederson. And this has been... Foxy, what do you think? What do you think? Said if he's not tapping in, he's an awful footballer. Ederson plays it out to Kusanov. Kusanov now goes past Odegaard, then lays the ball into Marmoush, who turns, spins, and is fouled by a Dogie. And at the moment, all I'm going to say is, guys, you know what I say. Just nothing silly to half-time. Just get to half-time 1-0. I mean, if you can get in 1-1, great, but don't let in a second because, I mean, Spurs have been truly dreadful. Truly dreadful. And Pep will be furious if you think about it. He'll be furious that Man City haven't scored more goals. I just feel that everyone's gone in raptures because he's filled in and done okay. I feel for him, but anyway, Man City are giving the ball away. Bergvall can now reclaim it in midfield. Here's Bentancur, who loses the ball immediately, and now Doku can run at Bergvall. Doku's right. Look how poor our passing in midfield is. Bentancur loves giving a ball away, doesn't he? And here's Doku. Doku's going to run at Porro, is he? No, he cuts back inside. He goes into Vardiol. Notice how Doku can, he can go inside or outside. You know, he can cut in or he can take his man on. Here's Savio on the other side. He lays the ball off into Nunes. Nunes is going to go back to Savio, back to Nunes. Nunes is going to whip it in. No, he's not. He's gone back to Savio. No, he's not. He's kept the move alive. Kovacic, no one marking Nunes. Nunes now whips the ball across. Bentancur out for a corner. We are so easy to run through. We are so easy to run through, aren't we? It is... What are people watching when they rate this manager? What are they watching? He is... where's people like Matt? You watch. If Spurs score, people like that, Matt and Reezy will be in here. It's madness. Yeah, Josh, Maddison having to drop deep. No one gets the ball up front, do they? Pass, sideways, sideways, sideways. Here's a corner kick. Marmoush whips it into the back post. Flicked clear by Danso, only as far as Doku. Doku goes back into Nunes, who's played well here. Nunes sweeps the ball forward into Diaz, but the ball's gone out for a throw-in. Oh, Delhi. Oh, my God. Yeah. Really, really easy to run through. I don't know what they do on the training ground. Big up, Stuart. How you doing, bro? Hey, I just don't know what they do on the training ground. We just look so untrained, uncoached. Yeah, hello, Matt. Yeah. Here's Bentancur. Plays it across to Udogie. Come on, get forward. Udogie now driving forward. Plays it into Odegaard. We've seen nothing from Odegaard, Johnson and Tell. But here is Odegaard. He cuts in, lays it off to Bergvall. He goes wide to Johnson. And for me, I'm going to say that the move's dead. It's dead. He's played the ball. He can't cross. And it's hit the first bloke up the bum and gone out for a throw. He is awful. Oh, Joe, I don't mean to, mate. I'm just embarrassed I'm embarrassed that this manager's at our football club. I'm truly embarrassed. Here's Bentancur. Goes back into Maddison, who's having to come so deep to get the ball. But again, Odegaard, here he is. Odegaard, take him on the outside. Take him on the outside. No, 10-yard pass inside to Maddison. Maddison with a cheeky little ball to Bentancur. Bentancur plays it in, and then Tell gives it away, and he's so poor. Porro wins it back, and Doku fouls him. It's a free kick for Tottenham. God, it's just hard work, isn't it? Like, Odegaard keeps getting the ball on the left-hand side. He's not once gone on the outside. Big up, Lee. Big up to you. I just don't get it. Man United have had a man sent off, by the way. Dorgu has been sent off. So Man U are 2-1 up, but have had a man sent off. So they're going to play the entirety of the second half with 10 men. So it's going to be a free kick to Spurs with a chance in the last minute of the first half to do something. The ball is whipped across and it's headed goalwards. And it's actually tipped over the bar in the end. I didn't think it was anything danger in it. The keeper watched it, tapped it over the bar, and that's as close as Spurs have come. Danso was miles away, and yeah, it wasn't ever going to endanger him. And Man United with a red card. Liverpool have kicked off, by the way. Liverpool 0, Newcastle 0. They just kicked off. Maddison now plays the short corner. It's really poor, and Doku's on the break. Man City have 5 to our 3. Man City have played the ball into Nunes. He sweeps it across, and we are so lucky. We are so lucky that that ball wasn't good. We look dreadful. Here is Nico. Plays it into Vardiel. Back to Marmoush. Marmoush is going to run at Johnson. Marmoush whips it in. Headed clear by Porro. And again, it's gone back to... I don't even know why we bother doing this, guys. Don't know why we bother doing this. It's been absolutely shambolic. And here's Nunes. Here's Kusanov. Did we win it? Oh, we nearly won the ball there. Tell nearly won it, but didn't. And now Man City are just going to see this out for the last 10 seconds. And it's going to be Tottenham 0. Man City 1 at half time. And this has been utterly, utterly shambolic. It is half time. Let me just quickly change the timer and everything. Guys, it's been really, really tough to watch. It's been really tough to watch, hasn't it? Really, really tough to watch. Listen, Man City haven't even had to do a lot. They haven't even had to do a lot. But there's no fight. Our passing's poor. There's no marking. There's no fight. Tactically terrible, this Tottenham team at the moment. James Cook has said, by the way, give me 5 words to sum up this game. Brendan Johnson's face, for the most part, is that of a little child who's sulking because his toy's taken. Mate, he's such a bad footballer. You watch, he'll get a tapping and people will go mad. It's been so poor. And for me, I do not know how Man City aren't a minimum of 3 up. And I don't even think that's understating it. Their expected goals are 2. But I do not know how they are not more goals up than that. I'm going to go to half time. I'm just going to go to I'll have the Liverpool game on in the background. By the way, Arsenal is half time. They're away at Nottingham Forest. It's Nottingham Forest 0, Arsenal 0. Ipswich have equalised, I'm hearing, at Old Trafford. I believe that Ipswich have equalised. The 10 men of Man United have conceded, I believe. Yeah, are there actually any fans out there that think this is because of it? Mate, I know. Keep hearing it. This is how he plays. It works against Ipswich. It works against this really crap Man United team. It does not work against the better teams. It is awful. It is absolutely awful. And the Ipswich goal, I'm not sure who got it, but the Ipswich goal was, hang on, let me see if I can find that. It was by Philogene. Again, Philogene has got a brace. So Man United 2, Ipswich 2. Phil, he's such a bad footballer. By the way, I've seen nothing from Odegaard or Tell either. I've seen nothing from Odegaard or Tell or Johnson that tells me why any of them are at this football club. People will say that's harsh, but I've seen nothing. Brentford have taken the lead, I believe, in the 5th minute of stoppage time. I believe that Brentford have taken the lead. Let me go back and just double check that. Brentford are 1-0 up against Everton. And what that means in the Premier League, what that means Let's just see where they are, 38. So that will put them on to, as it stands, Brentford are 7 points clear of us, and they're in 11th. Aston Villa, as it stands, are 9 points clear of us in 10th. So as it stands, Tottenham are 9 points off the top half of the table and 10 points off of European football through the Premier League. What a terrible, terrible, terrible campaign it has been from Ange Postecoglou and Tottenham Hotspur. Back at Liverpool 0, Newcastle 0. Guys, what would you do? I mean, Phil, you can say he's played out of position, but his touch, his pass, his control, all of it looks so poor. When players are played out of position, it doesn't mean that they suddenly forget how to control a football. We are climbing the table with 12th. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Savva, is Ange getting sponsored for standing there with his hands in his pockets? Mate, he doesn't know what to do. I think we've seen that. He does not know what to do. Someone's just sent me this. Let me know what you think of this as an assessment for the game. By the way, if you haven't smashed the like button, please do. If you have not subscribed, please do. We're being really poor on subscribers at the moment. There's the link. Please, if you haven't, here's the link. If you haven't, please do. It really, really does help. And we should. Look, here we are. Oh, I've lost the mouse. I've lost the mouse. There we go. I'm back. If we haven't, look, 16,713. Come on. We should be getting that up to 16,750. There's 750 of you in here. Here is what Perchy sent me. He said, men versus boys. This manager decides to drop the best fullback against a team that has some of the best attackers in the league. Pedro Porro, who we all know cannot defend, yet our manager cannot see it. Doku has tore us apart and hasn't even had to do much. A midfielder of Maddison, Bergvall and Bentancur. Who is the one leading that and breaking up plays? No one. Once again, Ange completely showing how tactically inept he is. Allowing a team who are brilliant on the ball to give them the space in the middle of the park. Then when we do have the ball, we are so slow. There is no one trying to break the lines. If Man City wanted it more, they could have had 3, 4 or 5 by now. Now can people stop losing their minds over wins against shit teams? Perchy, absolutely bang on, mate. Absolutely bang on. But Perchy, there's 750 people, Perchy, and we can't get one of them to bloody subscribe. It's utterly embarrassing. I'm putting on nearly 5 hours of a stream for you tonight. Surely you can subscribe. That was the most Ange out half ever. Mate, I think he's dreadful. I think he's dreadful. I don't care what happens in this game. We are dreadful to watch. We are not coached. BSD29 said 4 of our players in the top 5 for fewest touches. 3 of those 4 are playing up front. We just don't do anything. We don't get the ball. When we get the ball, we don't beat. Our wingers never try and take a man on. You know, Tell, when he gets the ball, he just looks weak. He looks really, really, really weak. Absolutely. Porro and Udogie can't cope. They can't defend. Kuva, big up to you, my man. Said, Ange gets away with murder in so many games. Yet another game where we should already be buried already, and it's only 1-0. Man City's poor finishing has kept us in this game. 14 losses at the moment in the league with 12 games to go. Says it all, really. Well, listen, as it stands, by the way, as the table stands, by the way, hang on, Newcastle are away here against Newcastle are away here. Oh, no, you should have done better with that cross. As it stands, Liverpool top, Arsenal second, Forest 48 points in third, City 47 points in fourth, Chelsea 46 points in fifth, Newcastle 6th place with 45 points, Bournemouth 43 points in 7th, Brighton 43 points in 8th, Fulham 42 points in 9th, Villa 42 points in 10th, Brentford 40 points in 11th, Crystal Palace in 12th with 36 points, Tottenham in 13th with 33 points, Everton 31 points in 14th, United 31 points in 15th, West Ham 30 points on 16th, Wolves have got 22 points in 17th, Ipswich up to 18 points at the moment, 4 points behind Wolves in 18th, Leicester 19th with 17 points, and Southampton in bottom with 9 points. As it stands, Tottenham are 13th in the Premier League. It is an utter embarrassment. But don't worry, we beat a shit Man U and we beat Ipswich. Yes, we can. Is this Carl? Carl, is this you? Yes, please, can we? He is the quickest. He's the slowest quick player I've ever seen. The slowest quick player I have ever seen in my life. Thank you for the 3 or 4 people who just subscribed. Keep subscribing, guys. We're trying to get to 17K as quickly as possible. Nick has said Johnson is horrible. Agreed. Big up, Ellie. Your 2-0 is looking good, isn't it? It's just an awful performance. Perchy, bang on, says Tintin61. Hang on, Newcastle are in again here. Oh my gosh, he's murdered him, hasn't he? Murdered him. Absolutely murdered him. The attempts, apparently it's 7-2. I mean, I don't really remember. I mean, Danso had the header tipped over, but I don't really remember a lot else. Liverpool 1-0 up. Liverpool are 1-0 up at Anfield. It was all too easy. The ball was pulled back and Szoboszlai, really good player, just fired it home. Vince, I know. Right, can we stop the myth now? Not you, Vince. I know you're taking the piss. Can we stop this myth that Spurs play good football under this manager? It is disgustingly boring and bad. 5 words. I don't enjoy watching Spurs. I've never felt so disconnected from a Tottenham team and a Tottenham manager. I just feel it's horrible. Nick, yeah. Oh, did you sold it in the end to Dan? Did you? Yeah. It's madness. Absolutely madness. Hang on 1 second. It's absolutely terrible. Invert the wing, our old mate. Our old mate on X, Invert the Winger, said, it takes some serious skill to be a worse defender than Trent Alexander-Arnold. It really does. Fair enough, Pedro Porro. Pedro Porro is not a fullback. He is not a defender. And Udogie is not a defender. Patrick McCorry said, smash those hearts. Yes, please do smash that button. We should be on 500 likes. We're on 454. There's 720 of you in here. And Liverpool, as I said, Liverpool 1-0 up in their game. So it's all happening across the Premier League right now. And you're so smart for starting a front four who have never played together before. I just don't get it. Joe said, subscribe if you hate Big Ange. Mate, listen, I think I do a good watch along for people. Alf, hang on, you wanted, didn't you want Pep Guardiola out? Porro just can't defend. I know he can't defend. I know. Doku's a very good footballer. His end product is normally not very good. Today, his end product, his final ball has been very good. Savva, we won't get the 40 marks under Ange at this rate. Yeah, it's really embarrassing, isn't it? And it's more embarrassing, right? 10 of you right now, come on, smash that subscribe button. 10 of you right now. There it is. Please, please do. You tight gits. Please, please, please smash that button. It really does help me out. I really, really would appreciate it. And I've been working my backside off for this channel to give you content for months. So I think it's only fair that we get a few more subscribers. Big up Philly says, smash the likes and subscribe to my brother from another mother. Big up to you, Philly. I really appreciate that. Yeah, listen, I try and give you as much hope as I can. At the beginning, I said I thought it would be 3-3. Then I changed it when I saw the lineup. I said City would narrowly win. And I think they're only narrowly winning because of their finishing. Savva, but when he gets his players back, it's his style. As I've said, I'll call out people like Phil Coy's in the chat going, yeah, but injuries do make a difference. Not when your manager does this. They don't make a difference. This is the point. I know. Brett, this is the guy you stick up for every show. You stick up for him. You stick up for him every show. This is awful. What's he got this half? So Mike, offshore Mike, is another one who says things like this. Give us a positive from that half. Actually, I'll give you one. Positive from this half is that Spurs are only 1-0 down. And let me see if we've got any chocolate. Hang on, sorry, I desperately need chocolate. Have we got any nibbles? Chocolate or something? Sorry, I'm starting to need energy. It makes me laugh. It truly makes me laugh when people say that. Oh, you're negative. Are you all not watching what I'm seeing? Is everybody else in this fan base not seeing how bad this football is? We have had the best strikers in the world. Now it was just again, Soul Boy. I don't get it. I don't get it. People who accept this manager, I don't get it. Listen, you've got to bring Spence on at half time for someone. Hang on. No, oh, is there no brownies left? Oh God, hang on. Sorry, I'm just trying to sort out some. Oh no chocolate in the house. That's really bad, isn't it? That's really bad. Stuart Marcus. By the way, thank you. When I asked for 10 people to subscribe and not one did, you guys are really make me feel good for doing these 4 or 5 hour watch-alongs. Thank you for your support. Savva is a quid pro quo type of guy. Listen, I try my best. Hang on 1 second. I'm not going anywhere. Sorry, the Amazon are at the door, and I just wasn't sure if the wife heard it. Yeah, we're so big up to you, Ryman Sub. Big up to you. We are so wide open. I just don't understand what anyone can see tactically that we're any good. Hang on, Newcastle are through on goal here. I think he's missed it, has he? He's missed it anyway. Guys, I'm going to go back to Spurs and let's see. The second half must be starting real soon. Tottenham v Man City. The players are coming out onto the pitch. Let's see what Ange's done. He must have done something. Guys and girls, tell me he's done something. Tell me he's done something here. Tell me he has made a substitution. I don't think he has. I don't think he's done anything. I'll let you know in a second, guys, but I'm looking at the players out there. He's such a poor manager. He hasn't done a thing at half time. He has not done a thing at half time. As Maddison gets us off and underway. Listen, let's hope we can claw back into this. Big up DMB forever with a super sticker. Really appreciate you, my man. Thank you very much. Really appreciate this. It's madness. Thank you. I really do appreciate that, DMB forever. Spence still on the bench. He didn't change anything. He's such a bad manager. Such a bad manager. Anyway, can we get back into the game? You back him. You're the one that backs him. You back him every day. The people that back him, you got it. You got what you wanted. This is him. Here is a Nunes. And the ball goes out for a throw-in to Manchester City. All right, let's get back in. Let's get back in streaming position, shall we? Here is Tottenham have won the ball in the midfield. And then have we given it away? Here's Mamouche. No, he's given away a free kick. And here's Danso. Can we have a bit more of the ball this half and actually do something? So, by the way, the Arsenal-Forest game, Forest-Arsenal, sorry, I should say, is also back underway. And now here's Vicario with the ball in the penalty area. He's going to... Man City are pressing us well. There's not many options. So he's gone long. And Vardiol wins the header. And then Doku can get the ball. And he's been fouled as he by No, he's not been fouled. The rest played on. Right, Maddison now plays a ball into Odegaard. Odegaard now. Can he run it his player? He cuts in. He's still running, and it was a bit weak, wasn't it? He just ran at them and fell over. And again, I need to see more of Odegaard, but what I have seen so far, there's nothing to get me off my seat about him. Just don't wait until we're 2-0 down, Ange, to do something. Here is Savio. Savio's running at Danso and Bentancur. He's taken on Danso like he's not there. Now cut back against him. If this goes 2-0, here's Kovacic. The ball's played into Nunes. Nunes has whipped it across. It's gone all the way over to Doku. Doku's going to bring it down outside the edge of the penalty area. Lays it off to Vardiol. Vardiol gets the ball caught underneath his feet, but then he's still got it. Lays it off to Diaz. Diaz plays it into Kovacic. I think Kovacic and Nico have done really well here without having to do a lot. Here's Doku into Vardiol. Vardiol to Kovacic. Here's Nico, Doku, Kovacic. And City just starting to get into their groove again this half. Here is Kusanov. Marmoush, he plays in. Savio is through on goal. And Dogi got a very important touch. And now can Odegaard run the ball out? No. Yes, he's got it back. And he's done well in the end. And then Maddison gets past Kovacic. And then Maddison gives the ball away. It's been terrible, hasn't it? Maddison did the hard bit and then the easy bit, just terrible. Kuva said, I'm at the point where if anyone asks me if I think I can do a better job than Ange, I'm just going to answer with a flat yes. Oh, mate, he is dreadful. Kuva, it is dreadful, isn't it? There's another ball down the line. Marmoush is going to run at Bentancur and he's fouled by Bentancur. People, I mean, is it that bad? I don't have the sound on, right? So I don't get to see, but is it that bad? Yeah. I mean, would you be lively at the stadium watching this? Complex, because our manager's great. Anyway, it's going to be a free kick. Listen, all the while it's 1-0, we've got a chance. All the while it's 1-0. If this goes to 2, I worry greatly. So it's a free kick for Man City on the right-hand side. Josh, I can't agree with you more. Can't agree with you more, mate. I just don't want him at this football club. If we end the night in 13th after 27 games, there's the ball whipped in by Mamouche, cleared by Brennan Johnson, only as far as Doku. Doku's going to whip it in, as he cuts in instead. Doku cuts in, has a shot, and it's gone wide. And Tottenham live to fight another day. It's just utter crap at the moment. It truly, truly is. I'm told I'm a bad fan for saying these things, but it's really poor. Here's Archie Gray, gives it to Pedro Porro. He plays it into Bergvall. Bergvall goes across the park, gets the ball out to Udogie in the left-back area. He gets it to Odegaard. Can Odegaard run at them? Odegaard runs at them, cuts in. Come on, beat him. He's beat his man, has he? No, he can't beat him, and he lays it back. Here's the cross in from Maddison. Headed clear easily by Kusanov. It's gone to Porro. It's gone all the way backwards. Man United, the 10 men of Man United have taken the lead. The 10 men of Man United have taken the lead at Ipswich. Let's just check that that's right. Man United are 3-2 up, I believe. Man United are 3-2 up. And the goal scorer was Harry Maguire. So an own goal and 2 defenders have scored for Man United today. They're 3-2 up at home, but with 10 men. Uh, so Man United 3-2 up in their game. So Tottenham have got the ball at the back. Here's Archie Gray, plays it across to Danso. Danso now dinks the ball all the way over the top. Two defenders were marking Tell, and the ball bounces safely into the arms of Ederson. Now here's Man City going across the back line. They go back into Ederson. Ederson fires it into Nunes, who goes back out wide to Kusanov. He gives it to Savio. Savio cuts in and is fouled by Destiny Udogie. I'll be honest, I'm just not a Destiny Udogie fan. I'm not really sure he's that good. I'm so sorry. I really don't think he's that good. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, here's Vardiel, goes across to Kusanov. He goes back into Diaz. Diaz plays it down the line to Doku. Doku plays a good ball into Vardiel. Vardiel now spreads a great ball over to Savio. They're opening us up here. Savio now cuts in against Udogie, cuts in one more, fires it, shot wide for a corner kick. And again, that one ball through midfield cut us open. And big up to D&B forever for a super sticker. Big up to you, my man. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Again, that one ball cut us open. And I can't believe for a team that have such good wingers as Man City, I cannot believe we play this way. I can believe it because it's Ange, but I cannot believe he does this. It's embarrassing. This is meant to be a Premier League manager. So a corner kick from Man City, whipped in, headed clear by Bentancur. Marmoush wins it back. And then Bentancur wins it back. And now, oh no, I thought we were going to be set off on a counter-attack, but Man City had a defender covering. Here's Bentancur, gives it to Maddison. He plays it one more to Bergvall, who's been a bit non-existent for the last 20, 30 minutes. He's driving down the line here, though, goes past his man, and then the ball is taken off him, and it's a throw-in. Been a little bit non-existent, Bergvall, since the first 10, 15 minutes. Here's Danso, though. All the while it's 1-0, you've got a chance. Here's Porro. Good chance to deliver a ball in. Whips it in. It's gone over everyone. Oh, that was the best chance. Oh, Maddison. Let's have a look at this again. So Maddison played a good ball through to Porro. Porro whips it across. It's gone over. It's gone past Tell. Let's have a look. It's gone past Tell. And then it's gone to Odegaard at the back post. The body positioning was all wrong. It was coming at him a bit quick. And Odegaard wasn't able to put it in. And out of nothing, Spurs could have had an equaliser. But for me, again, it was Maddison who found the gap, found the good ball out wide. Haaland flicks the ball on, but now Spurs have got the ball. I tell you what, the fact we're lucky to be one down here. The tactics, it's just awful, mate. Here's Bergvall, lays it off to Udogie in the left-back area, back to Bergvall. We seem to do a lot of nice stuff here in the middle of the park. And now Nunes can run the ball out, and it's gone for a corner to Tottenham. So Tottenham have got a chance here. We're having a decent couple of minutes spell. Can we get back in this game? Come on. There's a short corner taken. The ball's now with Odegaard. He lays it back to Porro, and we've missed a golden opportunity to whip the ball in there for me. And now the ball's ended up back by the halfway line with Pedro Porro. City have got everyone behind the ball at the moment. And Spurs just completely wasted that corner. Completely wasted. Danso out wide to Porro. Porro, can he whip the ball in again? Porro with a ball across, and Ederson saves it, and now Man City can break. Man City with Savio. Savio goes past Maddison, and what can only be described as a rugby tackle from James Maddison, he gets booked. Sorry. Yeah, so anyway, here's a free kick for Man City, launched into the area. Haaland wins it, but it falls to the feet of Bergvall, who's going to drive forward. Marmoush with a foul. The ref plays on. Here's Maddison. I think Marmoush will be booked for that. There's the ball from Bentancur out wide to Odegaard. Can he run at them? No, he cuts it. Oh, wingers don't beat a man, ever. Maddison out wide to Porro. Porro twists, turns, and then really weak from Brennan Johnson. I didn't think that was a foul. I think that was really weak from... He is the weakest footballer I think I've ever seen. Have a look. Look. I mean, there was a tiny touch, but Brennan Johnson, oh my, he's gone down like he's been shot. It's a free kick to Tottenham. I mean, he's a playmaker. He shouldn't be in the midfield. Most people have 2 centre mids and a playmaker. We have 3 centre mids who are never actually in central midfield. It's mental. Absolutely crazy. So here's Pedro Porro. Can Spurs salvage something? City haven't been as good this second half. We're huffing and puffing. Porro got a chance with a cross. He has got a good cross on him. Let's see if he can whip this free kick into a dangerous area and get us back in. He whips it across. It's headed in the end by Dan So, but really tamely into the arms of Ederson, and nothing doing there. Someone will say that's a shot on target. I mean, it is, but it's... yeah. So, free kick to Spurs. It's not 1-0 to Forest, is it? If it's not 1-0 to Forest, you will be blocked because you are now officially a troll. I've always thought you're trolling. It's not 1-0 to Forest as far as I can see. Is it 1-0? I've gone over to Gillette Soccer Special. I can't see that it's 1-0 at all. If it's not, you're going to be blocked because you are being a troll. If it's not, you're going to be blocked. We don't do the fake score things here. Yeah, I thought it was 0-0. Yeah, I don't like idiots like this. This guy's always been an idiot. Kenneth, see you later, mate. I'll give you a chance. I'm just gonna put you in a timeout for being an idiot. His Spurs with a good ball down to Odegaard. What have you got? Beat your man. Cuts in. Shot loops up. And it's gone out wide for a corner. Spurs, this is better. I don't get it why we don't do this in the first half. You know, that's one of the first times that Odegaard's actually run. I mean, he didn't take him on the outside, but he's cut in and had a shot. Don't know why we don't do that more. We tend to, everyone wants to play a 5-10 yard pass. Why not have a shot? Why not have more shots? Spurs just having a good 5 minutes here. Can we capitalise? Cross comes in from Pedro Porro. But there's a player down in the box. And Bergvall's gone down. Diaz and Bergvall getting a talking to from the ref. At least we're showing a bit more fight this second half. But I mean, it's just, I just don't know what they train. I don't know what they do on the training ground. It just feels very lackluster. Porro with a cross, the header wide by Bentancur, and nothing to worry Man City there either. It's just like when we run at them, we look better, but yet we've set up with a tactic where all our wingers do is pass it in 5-10 yards. I just don't get it. So it's going to be a corner kick here. James Maddison's going to take it for Tottenham Hotspur. The cross comes in, headed down, and it's straight into the arms of Ederson. Not enough on it. Straight into the arms of Ederson. Yeah, it was. It wasn't. I mean, it will go down as an attempt on goal, but Bentancur, he was kind of behind him. There's a ball fired long by Man City. They've not really. It's almost like they're sitting back this second half, which is good for us. But here's Brennan Johnson, plays the ball down the line to Porro. He whips it across into the arms of Vicario. It's just all a bit powder puff. Like our headers, our crosses, everything just feels very flat. Doku goes past Bentancur like he's not there. He's still running, and Brennan Johnson comes back and saves the ball for a corner, does he? Yes, Archie Gray does get there. And Tottenham get the ball with Vicario back to Archie Gray. So is this going to be how we play, or is it just going to be a good 5-minute spell? Here's Kovacic with a ball in the midfield. Yeah. Son and Spence are coming on for Spurs. Son and Spence are coming on. Here's Doku. We're going to run up Porro. Lays it back into Nico. Here's Vardial. He clips a ball over to Savio. Savio is now one-on-one with Udogie. He lays it back into the path of Kusanov. He goes back to Diaz. Diaz goes into Vardial. He turns one more ball out wide to Doku. Doku now cuts in, beats his man. Little feint, little shimmy. Now the ball's going to go out wide again to Savio. Savio's got the ball out wide. Now Savio one-on-one, lays it into Marmoush, gets it back from now Savio as a shot, and it's blocked, and now Porro can clear, but doesn't. Porro with a dreadful cross. Man City are in again here. Here's Nico, holds the ball up, gets back to Doku. Awful defending from Porro again. He's so poor. Kovacic, we've got everybody behind the ball in a very tight block here. City trying to find a gap. Here's Nico to Doku. Doku back to Nunes. Nunes to Nico. Nico gets on with his job quietly, doesn't he? He just gets on with his job. Kovacic plays the ball across on the halfway line to Kusanov. Kusanov goes down the line to Savio. Savio has lost the ball. Spurs are in here. Savio's lost the ball. Here's Udogie. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? I tell you what, they wanted a free kick, didn't get it, and then Udogie kept going, and then it was a poor ball, really. Like, you needed to whip it in or have a shot, and it's just, Tell is going off the Sun. He's done absolutely the square root of nothing again, hasn't he? Tell, for me, this is why you don't loan 19-year-olds that haven't developed, and Bentancur is going off as well. Tell and Bentancur are going off. Kulu has come on. Hang on. Who's going? Is he making 4 changes here? Hang on. Udogie's going off. Hang on. I'll do it at the end. I think he's doing 4 changes here, isn't he? And Odegaard off. I mean, let's be fair, Matteo. He's had one good run. Other than that, he may as well have been sitting in my living room with me. So Tottenham have made a quadruple substitution. James Maddison has stayed on. I can't believe he's kept James Maddison on. Not because I think he's playing badly, but purely because Normally that's his scapegoat, isn't it? Corner kick from Maddison coming in. It's whipped into the penalty area and it's flicked over the bar by Brennan Johnson. We're getting on the crosses, but it's all very much little flicks and like it's an awful header when you watch the replay. So Spurs have taken off Adogi, Bentancur, Tell and Odeber and put on Spence, Sarr, Kulu and Son. Mike, he's been dreadful since he joined, hasn't he? So we're having a decent spell here, but here's Spence running through them. Sarr gets the ball, goes back to Danso, gives it to Spence, and then the ball from Maddison goes through into the arms of Ederson. I've said it a million times. I just don't know what he does. I'm constantly told he's brilliant. I don't know what he does. I've only said this twice about a manager. Redknapp, he wouldn't shut up about England's part manager. Jose's boring, dreadful football. I was giving it 8 months now, Ange out. Oh, listen, there's a third time for everything. It's just boring to watch, isn't it? Here is Danso. Thank you to whoever just subscribed as well. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Archie Gray goes across to Danso. It's almost like we're huffing and puffing, but we don't really know how to create. Here's Son on the left wing. Son is going to play in Spence. Spence lays it back. The ball's laid back and it's gone. It looks like it's gone out for a throw-in to Tottenham Hotspur. That was a decent move. It's been better this half. But are we going to pay the price for an awful first half? It's been much better this half, but you can't play the way we did. It looks like Kulu has gone up front to me. I don't know if you guys think that. Here's Archie Gray. Thanks, Sue. Yeah, I do deserve some subs for sitting through this shit. Thank you. Here's Archie Gray. Brennan Johnson loses the ball, and it's a throw into Tottenham. Brennan Johnson's just not a good footballer, is he? But he stayed on. He stayed on the pitch. So here's Spence. It's almost like Man City are sitting in. It's almost like they're happy to sit in, but all the while it's 1-0. We've got a chance, right? We've got a chance. Here's Haaland. Lays it out. It doesn't look fit, Erling Haaland, to me. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes off shortly. Here's Son, but Kovacic clears the ball. And there are 20 minutes to go plus stoppage time. We've had 7 attempts to their 3 this half, but nothing that's really troubled the keeper. That's the worry, isn't it? Nothing that's really made their keeper do a thing. Here's Maddison, whips the ball across, and it's a corner. And our players are doing that thing again to try and get the crowd up. Maybe if we got a proper manager in. Stanley? So anyway, here's a corner kick. James Maddison's going to take it for Spurs. I do feel like we can get back into this. At the moment, they're very subdued, City. The cross comes in. That's headed clear by Nunes. Come on then, buddy. Come on. Oh. What are we doing? Oh, look. There's little Stanley. For anyone that wants to see Stanley. Here he is. Hello, mate. Daddy's a Tottenham fan. That means he gets no joy from football at all. Here's Man City going down the line, but Sarr uses his energy and recovers the ball. Oh, come on, should we put you down, mate? I can't have you on my lap while I'm doing this. Here's Bergvall. Maddison plays it into Son. Son now. Can he take his man on? Son is going to keep going, is he? And his footwork just let him down. It all looks a bit too slow. But it's gone to Maddison. To Son again. Son's tried to play Maddison. It's an awful pass from Son. Here's Kovacic. going to drive forward. Can we press him? No, we can't. Here's the ball out wide to Doku. Doku's going to drag it down the line. He's up against Porro. Is he going to try and run at him? He's not. He's cutting back inside. Here's Kovacic. And City are just going to try and take some sting out of this game. If we get away with a point here, I think we've done very well from what happened in the first half. Here's Savio. He's running at Spence. Spence, first chance, takes the ball off him. And that's why Spence should have played instead of Udogie. The difference between Udogie and Spence is huge. It is absolutely huge. Here's Maddison into Sarr. Brentford, by the way, are 2-0 up. Brentford are 2-0 up at home to Everton. As it stands, Brentford are going to be quite a few, 7 points ahead of us. Let's have a look. As it stands, yeah, Man U level on points with us. We're above them on goal difference. Brentford, as it stands, are 7 points clear of us. And Brentford are not even in the top half of the table. So that tells you how bad we've been this season. We are 7 points as it stands behind Brentford. Man City going to make some substitutions. Listen, we can get at them this second half. It looks like Nico and Marmoush are coming off. But the worrying thing is that they're bringing on people. Oh, is Nico coming off? Yeah, they're bringing on Bernardo Silva and Phil Foden. Not bad. Not bad at all. Dean Law saying, big up Stanley. We need you on the pitch. Tell you what, he's got a lot of energy, this puppy, as you would imagine. So Nico and Marmoush off. Silva and Foden on. Yeah, people say things to me like they wouldn't want Thomas. I'd take Frank, Silva, Glasner, Iriola, Howe. I'd take all these managers. They're all better than this guy. Can we get a goal out of this game? Salvage this from somewhere. We're having all the game at the moment, but a lot of the ball at the back not really going anywhere in the last couple of minutes. Here's Vicario out to Gray. Now Gray goes back. Gray always looks very nervous, doesn't he? Gray always looks very nervous when he's on the ball. Here he is. He plays it down the line to Porro. Porro goes one more. Sarr does well because he gives it to Johnson. Johnson running down the line. Can Johnson finally do something running down the line? Johnson pulls it back and Kulu couldn't control it. Johnson, for me, just never... He never looks... I don't know. It never looks like it's threatening. It never looks like he's doing anything with purpose. And now Man City coming down the... Man City has gone out for a throw. It's gone out for a throw. By the way, it's still Forest 0, Arsenal 0. Looks like Arsenal have had all the game and all the shots, but again, they've got no firepower. So at the moment, that game is 0-0. United, the 10 men of United are beating Ipswich 3-2. There's Phil Foden, plays the ball into Kusanov. He goes across to Diaz. Diaz now plays it across to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva. He goes inside to Foden, to Kovacic, to Diaz. Now back to Ederson. The long ball, and it's gone over Doku's head, and Tottenham have a throw in at right back, in the right back area. You would expect with the squad he's got that they should be conceding more goals than us. Video complete. He's 7 points clear of us as things stand. I'll take him all day. Jed Spence now got driving down the left. He is superior to Destiny Udogie, isn't he? He lays the ball off into the path of Maddison. Maddison tries to find the ball through, but it's won by Man City. Then one back by Kulu. Then Kulu too slow on the ball, and it's one back by Silva. It's too lackadaisical, is Kulu. And now Nunez turns, gives it to Kovacic. Kovacic to Diaz. Diaz to Vardio. Vardio goes down the line to Doku. If Doku's onside, we're in trouble. He's off. he's offside and Spurs live to breathe another day. Doku's saying no. The Lino said yes. I didn't say wasn't. I'll take Glasner all day as well. I'll take Glasner all day. They're just showing Thomas Tuchel in the stand. The Southampton manager. I think he's. I've said it before. I think he's dreadful, Lee. I've said this for a year and a half now. Timo Werner is getting his kit off or on, whichever way you want to look at it. Timo Werner looks like he is going to be coming on for Tottenham Hotspur. Got to be for Brennan Johnson, hasn't it? I just can't believe he didn't start this game with Spence. I just can't believe it. So we rode our luck in the first half. We've had some chances in the second half. But as it stands, it is 12 and a half minutes to find a goal. And now Porro, Spurs playing dangerously across their back four, but we do come away with it. And Maddison does get the ball out wide to Son. Now to Spence, who's going to drive forward as he know. Bernardo Silva gets the foot in and then gives away the free kick. And there's the ball down the line to Son. And Nunes sees it out. And at the moment, we're not creating at the moment. We had a little spell, didn't we? We had a 10-minute spell. And now Timo Werner is coming on. I hate this. He's coming on. And as he's coming on, he's still doing the tape on his shin pads. How have you not got your shin pads on? Kusanov now plays a good ball to split our press. And now Vardiol can bring this down to the left-hand side. Here's Doku. Doku tries to go past Porro, but couldn't that time. And now Archie Gray plays the ball out wide. Porro goes back into Gray. Too slow. And Danso goes back to the keeper. I can't believe, yeah. I mean, it tells you everything you need to know. As I've said, all these people that keep telling me we're in a youth project doesn't really mean anything, does it? Porro plays the ball over the top and Diaz plays it back to Ederson. Ederson sweeps it out wide to Kusanov. Listen, we could still grab something here, but it's just not very good, is it, to watch? Here's Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva plays the ball out wide to Jeremy Doku, keeps it on. Jeremy Doku is going to run at Porro. I think he might just be running out of gas a little bit here, which is good for us. And there's the ball played back to Diaz. Diaz rolls it across to Kusanov. Kusanov goes down the line into Phil Foden. Phil Foden gives it to Savio. He goes back to Kusanov. And I get the feeling that Man City are going to... Charlotte, can you see what he's doing? Nothing. He's stolen all the toilet rolls. Everton looks like they've scored against Brentford, by the way. Here's Kusanov, who's been good today. I mean, Kusanov, the last few games I've watched him for City, he looks nervous. Today, he doesn't. Here's Nunes, twists and turns in midfield. Twists and turns again, lays it off to Phil Foden. Video complete. I said I'd have Glasner first, but I don't. When you say he's a big no, I don't understand. Look what we're watching here. By the way, didn't Brentford go 2-0 up? Brentford won, Everton won. By the way, sorry, I thought Brentford went 2-0 up. I don't know what's happened there. And Spurs have a free kick for a foul by Jed Spence on Phil Foden. Phil Foden. Yeah, you would have thought he would have done something different, wouldn't you? But he just doesn't. James Maddison's going off. Of course it's not Brennan Johnson. Of course it's not Brennan Johnson. It's James Maddison, someone who can create. You've gotta love Ange. So Maddison off, Timo Werner on. Yeah, sorry, Alfie. Yeah. I just looked out on my landing and saw the dog. He had stolen, he had the pack of toilet rolls. He was just dragging around the house. Puppies are good fun. So it's a Man City free kick. There is 8 minutes to go. 8 minutes to go. The cross comes in, flicked on, cleared by Spurs, and then a shot that was fired high and over the bar. It might have come off a Spurs player, actually. 10 weeks for anyone asking. So, at the moment, it looks like Gvardiol's down at the moment. Barney, you'd have more fun if I just followed Stanley around the house with a camera than watching Spurs. He is a live wire. Look like a proud dad. James has said this has to be the worst managerial display of tactical decisions in 90 minutes. Get him out, James. Listen. If you know what will happen if we grab an equaliser, everyone will go, see, we drew with City. This is. I'm just so bored of watching this manager. There's the cross, goes all the way back. Kulu tries to drag it out but can't. And then Savio can get the ball back to Silva. Silva now. Silva dancing through the midfield. He's tackled in the end, though. And then Spurs can break here, can we? Here's Brennan Johnson. He's actually gone past his man. And now Brennan Johnson whips the ball in. It's saved. And oh my gosh. Oh, that was the chance. That was the chance. The first time Brennan Johnson is actually gone past his player. It was quite lucky. It bobbled about, but he went past his player, pulled the ball back, and Sonny's shot was saved by Vicario. And that was is there another chance? It's the first time I've seen him actually try and run past a fullback. And then Bergvall tries a little trick on the other side, and the ball goes out for a throw into Man City. It was so close. Yeah, he beat a man, but luckily, and then the cross was good. It's the best thing I've probably ever seen Brennan Johnson do. And then, yeah, I don't know what Bergvall was doing, but hey. So here's Haaland, but Porro takes it off him, and now Porro turns, goes back to the goalkeeper. Sorry, yeah, I meant Edison, yeah. Here's Danso driving forward with the ball, gives it to Werner. Werner plays it into Spence, and then Kusanov with a really good tackle. Spencer still got it, and then Kusanov takes it off him like candy from a baby. Now Man City are coming forward. Here's Doku, turns, lays it wide. Here's Vardiol. Vardiol plays a long sweeping ball out wide to Savio, brings it down. Savio turns, he's going to run at his man. He cuts inside, and then the ball is given away by Savio. And Sarr, who's tidied up well since he came on, tidies up well again there. City look like they've run out of ideas. It's just whether or not we've got another chance in us. There's the ball forward to Kulu. And again, he's just too slow for me, Kulu. Pep is going mad at something. Pep is going absolutely bonkers about something on the touchline. I don't know what. But here's Kulu now. Kulu twists, turns. Too slow on the ball. He's too slow on the ball. It's too slow on the ball. And now Bergvall's lost control of the ball. Man City have got a break on here. We've got bodies back. Here's Foden. Foden's going to lay it off to Doku. And Man City don't seem urgent here, which is good for us. But what's happening now? The ref's given a yellow card to Sarr for something. I didn't see it. Let's have another look. He's just nudged Foden in the back. and got himself a yellow card. It gives the ball away so much. Oh, no, I won't let him watch this, Gary. I can't let him watch this. It's embarrassing. At the moment, Spurs have got 3 minutes to find an equaliser. Forest have got 3 minutes to get a draw and hold on against Arsenal. Here's Doku. He's going to play it down the line. Is he to Bernardo Silva? No, he doesn't. He goes inside to Kovacic. He lays it off to Foden. Foden lays it off to Haaland. Haaland lays it off to Savio. They're all laying it off. Savio has a shot that dribbles into Vicario's arms. Yeah, we're in the game. We're hanging on in there. Here's Werner. Plays the ball into Bergvall, who gives it away. I've been really unimpressed with Bergvall today. Here's Savio. Great defending by Danso. The ref's fallen over as well. Danso was fouled. I'll tell you what, we're starting to just give the ball away again. Savio should have done better there, but luckily Danso went to ground and then Savio pulled him back. It's been a really weird second half from both teams. Spurs have done some good bits. City have done some good bits, but now Kulu loses possession, and yeah, Linda, if we win the Europa League, yeah. But, I mean, I do not see how these tactics win a Europa League. I just do not get it. It's a throw-in as Spurs can't keep the ball in. We had that 10-minute spell where I thought, could we? And since then, I'm yet to see. I'm so sorry. I'm watching him go, yeah, okay, you look like you've got some technique, but for me, wants far too long on the ball. And for me, gives the ball away far too much. Here's Foden, fouled by Bergvall and Sarr, a combination of the two. Yeah, listen, he's young. He'll learn, he'll grow, but I genuinely don't see the fuss, if I'm honest. Sorry, I don't. I know that's really harsh. I think he's got some good ability. I just don't see. I keep hearing how great he is, and Bergvall's one of this in Europe and this in Europe for passing and that. I mean, my eyes are telling me that he's not doing a lot in games. So we're coming up to 90 minutes. Let's see how long. I can't imagine there'll be too much time. Maybe 3, 4 at a stretch. McAtee is on for Savio. Here's Silva with a free kick. Silva lays it off to McAtee. So it looks like Man City are going to try and play their way through the last 4 minutes of time have gone up. 4 minutes. Here's Kovacic. Kovacic has played the ball. Sorry, I thought he was going to play a through ball. He didn't. He gave it to Vardio. Vardio to Doku. Doku beats his man, and then Porro fouls him. And I'm guessing Porro will not want to play Doku every week. I think he gets a lot of stick, Doku. He must be a nightmare to play against. You're not allowed to say that. I get in trouble for saying this. I get in trouble for saying how much he loses it. Constantly loses it. Constantly. Soul Boy, it's set up so badly, mate. It's set up so badly. How are Brentford higher than us? Bournemouth, Fulham, Forest don't all have better squads than us. Here's Bergvall at the back. Bergvall, again, gives the ball, plays it out. He's been awful tonight as Bergvall. Another pass to nowhere. Another pass to nowhere. Man City have a throw-in on the left-hand side. Spurs have 3 minutes to find a goal from somewhere. What I will say is at least we didn't get battered. At one point, it did look like we were going to get absolutely hammered. Now, Brennan Johnson's got a chance to play a ball into Son. He does. Son's played a ball through to Kulu. Kulu gets tackled by Kusanov, who I think's done well tonight. to be honest. I think Kusanov has done well. Here's Porro, plays the ball wide, and Danso gives the ball away. It's won back by Sarr. Here's Werner. Have we got anything in the tank in the last 3 minutes? Werner just didn't have a clue, did he, what he was doing? Here's Bergvall. He's given the ball away again. And now Man City are on a counter-attack. Gray has done very well. Gray was the last man back and done well. But, I mean, Bergvall and Kulu in the last 10 minutes, I don't know how many times they've given the ball away. And now Doku is down injured. It looks like they're going to bring him off and bring on Gundogan. He's saying it's his hammy. Porro's saying, come on, get up. Now Doku's getting up. Yeah, Mark, I know I'm getting bored with the excuses as well that they're just young. If you play young players by design, what do you do? So it looks like Gundogan's coming on, and so is Jack Grealish. Yeah, it's just, again, it's all too hectic for Spurs. It's all too sloppy, all too much chasing shadows, wide open gaps. I just think that, I don't know. They just keep giving the ball away. Everyone in here before the game, Bergvall. I just don't see that he should be starting in midfield for a Premier League team yet. Man City fighting for the ball with Porro. Here's Haaland. Haaland's going to run at Gray, lays it back. It's flicked back into Haaland. Haaland through. Haaland's made it 2-0. It's all over. Haaland walks through our defence. He absolutely bullied our back four there. And it was all too sloppy. And it's been a really, really poor performance from Spurs. The Spurs players and Ange are asking for something. I don't know what. I didn't see anything wrong with that. Don't know if any of you did. Let me know. Let's have a look. So Haaland was holding the ball up. Porro again giving it away. Haaland held it up. And I think they're asking for a handball, but I think that would be very, very kind to Spurs. I don't think it's a handball. And he just, let's have a look. I don't think you can give that. I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, if they don't give it, they don't give it. I don't think it's a handball. I think he just absolutely bullied on. How was he? But I don't think it was, Jimmy. Was it? Really? Really? I mean, are we really going to be that desperate that we're going to call that handball? Let's have a look. I don't think so. Let's have a look. I don't think it is at all, is it? I think it comes off Gray. I mean, we'll be lucky if that gets given against us. I don't think it is. I think if you start giving that as a handball, you're going to give everything as a handball. Forest 0, Arsenal 0. I don't think that's handball. I think that's his chest. I think that's his chest and Danso's chest coming together. I don't think that's handball. If we get it, we get it. I think we'll be very fortunate to get it. Yeah, if you look, it hits Danso, then hits Haaland. I don't think it was. Sorry. I mean, you could say it was Danso's hand hits it. Danso's hand hits the ball. If you're going to call that handball, they've both handballed it, haven't they? If you look at that, it hits everyone's arm. It hits Danso more than anyone. But how weak were they there, though? By the way, Nottingham Forest 0, Arsenal 0 is a full-time result. Oh, come on, VAR. Come on, VAR. Just do something. Give it or don't give it. Like one way or the other. This is killing football. This is killing football. I just can't understand how VAR can take this long. I don't see anything wrong with it. They're still looking at it. This is utter madness. It kind of hits everyone, doesn't it? Just give it or don't give it, one of the two. I don't think he's given it. I think that's madness. Football has gone absolutely. Listen, I'm happy. I'm happy that it's not been given. But as a football fan, VAR is killing football. Imagine that wasn't given for us. We would have lost our minds. Archie Gray plays the ball forward. Kulu heads it on to Porro. Porro whips it across. It's flicked on, and Sarr misses a header from about 8 yards. Absolute madness. I'll be honest. I don't know the rules of football anymore. I genuinely don't know the rules of football. It's absolutely mad. And then Spurs at the other end. Hey, it's 1-0. I mean, have we got time for another chance? 98 minutes gone now. I don't know what's going on here. Haaland's not on the pitch. Alfie, VAR's killed football. It's okay when it goes for your team, but VAR has killed football. It's not clear and obvious. It's literally every single thing needs to be checked and micro-analysed. Now is throw into Tottenham. And the game is over. Man City have won 1-0. Let me change the score. Sorry. Man City have let me just remove that. I'll just remove that screen. Man City have won 1-0. Again, it's getting harder and harder and harder to like this manager and the football. I think it's been really, really poor. In the other game, Brentford 1, Everton 0. Man United are in the 96th minute. Is that game on anywhere? I don't know if that game is on. Nottingham Forest there. Liverpool, Newcastle is still going. Let me go to 409. So Man U 3, Ipswich 2 is still going. I think we've done well to come away from that with a 1-0 if we're going to be brutally honest about this. Just so poorly set up. So poorly set up. It is what lots of people are WhatsApping me saying that they've completely ballsed it up. Matt, your genius of a manager again. It's awful. It's absolutely awful that he keeps getting it so wrong. It's just so badly set up. You've got wingers like Savio and Doku, and you set up that wide open in midfield to allow the ball to go out to them. It's utter madness. Absolutely utter madness. The tactical nous of an amoeba. I tried hard at the beginning of this man's tenure to like him. I just think he's dreadful. It was just set up so bad. And when you're saying second half very good, we had a few chances. The second half wasn't very good at all. We had a few chances, but it's just, why are we setting up like that? Why are we setting up like this? Yeah? Why are we setting up like this? Matt, I'm just going to bat you. Go away. Go away. Your manager got it wrong again. I'm not having the excuse that this season's a write-off. If we had won tonight, we go 6 points off European places. So, no, it's not a write-off. As it stands, Tottenham Hotspur have lost 14 games from 27. It's utterly disgusting. We are above a 50% defeat rate. I am utterly embarrassed to support Tottenham right now. We are 3 points behind Palace, 5 points behind Brentford, 9 behind Villa, 9 behind Fulham, 10 behind Bournemouth and Brighton. It is utterly shambolic. I'm not hearing this anymore from idiots like Matt. I'm not doing this. They can't. Sorry, guys. On one hand, they come into my show every day, every single day, It's Ange is great. Ange is brilliant. You lot need time. Ange is great. Ange is great. Then when we lose, oh no, it's a write-off. We didn't do this. Clown, absolute clown. Yeah. I don't care if we're near the end of the season. Get this manager out. How can you set up like that? We all said it before the game. What is he doing? And it was just dreadful. Man City, if they had finished their chances in that first half, Spurs are 4-0 down. Honestly, John, isn't he becoming really hard work now? He can't ever just turn around and say, yeah, this manager's crap. Spurs, we're always saying done with this club. Look, I'll never be done with this club. I'm so done with this manager and these tactics. I'm so done with these tactics. And people think these tactics are going to win the Europa League. Teams like Lazio, Bilbao will run through us at will. It's utterly mental. This channel loves it when we lose. What do you mean I'm embarrassed when we lose? I'm embarrassed, Winston. You should be embarrassed as well. You should be embarrassed. We are 13. Sorry, we are 13th in the Premier League table. And you think I love it when we lose? You're an absolute clown, Winston. Fans like you have what you deserve. You want this manager. 14 losses. If anyone doesn't believe me, let's have a look. 14 losses. Let's have a look at this. I'm just utterly embarrassed to be a Tottenham fan. Utterly embarrassed right now. 14 defeats in the Premier League. 14 defeats. It's utter madness. I don't know what anyone needs to see. Yeah, we beat Ipswich because they're bloody awful. They just lost against 10-man Man U. We've beaten Ipswich and Man U. And then people going, we're back, blah, 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 blah. We're not back to anything. We're not back to anything. Look at that. 14 defeats. Let's see who else has lost 14 games. The bottom four. Wolves, Ipswich, Leicester and Southampton. Utterly embarrassing. Man United are now level with us, guys. Man United, let me just refresh that. Man United are level on points with us because they've beaten Ipswich Town tonight. 14 losses. That's Ange Ball. Absolutely, it's my face. That's Ange Ball. Ashfin, big up to you. So there's no tactics, proper game management. Yeah, it's easy. When you're losing, it's easy to try and build up a head of steam. But what about not being so wide open? Angus, you guys can't really talk. You've absolutely faded away in that title race, haven't you? You are 13 points off the title as it stands. 13 points off the title. Son is sensational. Absolutely brilliant, weren't he? I don't know what to say. It's not that we lost to City. It's just how badly set up we were. It's going into these games knowing that, look, he's got it wrong. And let's be fair, that should have been 2-0. There was nothing wrong with that Haaland goal at the end. Sorry, let me remove that table. People wetting their knickers in the January window. Oh, Savva's never happy. Well, Savva's not happy because we're buying in people like Tell for 10 million on loan. Chem has said, I'll try and get to comments. I will try and get to comments. There are a lot of comments. And if you haven't subscribed, please do, guys. It really, really does help out the channel. I'm just going to set a little task right now. We have got 530 likes. We should have 700. So smash that like button. And please, there you go. You can see it. No, you can't. There we go. 16,722. Can we get that closer to 16,750? The link is in the chat. Please, please, please do smash that button. Big up to the super chats. A user said that is all on Ange. Awful selection and tactics. Absolutely. And he's come back in again and said, so we had larger selection of players. What's the excuse? There's always an excuse, isn't there? There's always an excuse for this manager. I just think he's tactically inept. As I said, it's okay to do it against Ipswich. You can't do it against Man City. You can't do it. This is not even a confident Man City. I mean, it's a positive spin on what was a really bad display. Sorry, I'm not doing this fake positivity like you. I'm not doing it, Ellie. Sorry, I'm not doing it. They should have been 4-0 up at half time, and they should have. I'm not doing that. I don't think we tightened it up at the back at all. I think they dropped off the pace. And big up to you, George. Thank you for that. I'll have a match reaction video on there later on. He never does, though. He never does. This is the thing. He gets everything wrong. He gets everything wrong. He's trying to be too clever. Sustainable Shooters have 14 lead defeats now, is it? Thank you for the 3 people that subscribed. Come on, guys and girls. 25 more to get to 16,750. James Cooper said, just bad tactics and management. But anyway, come on, you Spurs. Let's win the Europa League. We're not winning the Europa League with these tactics. We're not winning the Europa League with these tactics. Haaland did control it with his arm. Ref indicator gave it as handball, so no goal was a correct call. Really? So it didn't hit Danso and Haaland. Again, sorry, I'm not doing this fake stuff. I'm not doing it. We live in this world where we're just trying to cope. No one could be honest. I'm sorry, Ellie. No one's honest. That was diabolical. We were set up badly. We weren't tight at the back in the second half. They still had chances. By the way, Liverpool are 2-0 up. McAllister with the goal. So Liverpool 2, Newcastle 0. It's just I'm beyond embarrassed how people look at results like that and find positives. It was just terrible. It's terrible. Yeah, we had a couple of chances in the second half, but David, this is what I don't get. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. He gets everything wrong. He's left Spence out, who's our best defender, right? He's playing a midfield 3 with none of them had legs. You know, where was your Sari or Bissouma? One who had legs to get back. Nope, didn't play that. 3 weak forwards. It's everything he does is wrong. Everything. And yet we're sitting here, still people just defend it and defend it and defend it. What do you mean stop blaming Ange? What do you mean, you clown? Of course it's Ange. This is how we play every game. We just get away with it against poor teams. Who cares whether they got any yellows? What are we talking about? Agreed, Sue. Absolutely agreed. I'm just I agreed. From what I've seen, I think he got it terribly, terribly wrong. And the VAR, I'm seeing people send messages now saying VAR are saying they got it wrong as well. But hey, this Abdullah's annoying me. Abdullah, you've put the same message in 5 times. Listen, for me, I think we're at the stage now where people who are now saying these things to cope, you are part of the problem. I'm going to call it out. I don't care who you are. I didn't think there was anything wrong with the goal. I genuinely didn't. And I'll ask you this. If, as a Spurs fan, that had been at the other end and disallowed against Solanke, what would you have all said? Yeah? What would you have all said? And how many did they have, Ellie? And how many big chances did they have to score? Like, I mean, you know, you can only blame Ange for this situation. I can blame Ange for everything. He's a terrible manager. And it should have been, George. Yeah, it should have been. It should have been 4-0 at half time. Should have been 4-0 at half time. Grow up, Savva. We had a bet. We've lost 14 games all season. We've lost 14 games this season. People will tell me to be positive and grow up. What are we doing here? Big up to Barney, who said big up for the commentary, Savva. Yet more ineptitude from this clown of a manager. When will it end? Sack him now. Big up Stanley too. Yeah, listen, big up to Stanley. Big up to you, Barney. Thank you very much for that. He's just a very, very inept football manager. I don't know what more needs to be seen. I don't know how much people... We're going into a game like that, and that is the performance that we put out. I'm utterly, utterly shocked at just how bad this manager is. But big up to you, Barney. Thank you for that. 14 games, yeah. 14 games. Mate, Ryman, I mean, listen, I've not been wrong all season about this manager. I've not been wrong about him. These people are coping. Oh, but we gave it a better go in the second half. Get out. I heard this after we a better second half against Newcastle. We lost the game. We lost the game. Shouldn't matter. We've lost to Leicester, to Everton. Yeah, Leicester, Everton, Ipswich, Palace hadn't won a game. You shouldn't need a first choice back four to win. We beat Man City 4-0 without a first choice back four. You're an enabler, Mike. People like Mike are an enabler. You're like the person, when you have those people who are £400-500 and they can't go to the shops, but somebody goes to the shops for them and buys them McDonald's and feeds them curry and just chips and batter. That's what our fans are now doing. We're enabling this by going, oh, but it's not a starting 11. Oh, but the back four. What are we doing? We've lost 14 games this season. I know. Cooper, I know. 11 more games to go with this clown of a manager. How can we watch that second half say they didn't place it? Oh, I just can't. It's a troll. Mate, our standards, Gus, our standards have gone. Our standards have absolutely gone. They went a long time ago. Told you, I don't care whether I like people or not. I love Ellie. I'll call her out. These standards are on the floor, but we gave it a go. So what? So what? We're at home. We should have given it a go. I just can't do it. The Kulu hype needs to stop too. I cannot agree more. I've said this for ages. Sventi said, what is going on? Seriously, how can he keep managing? He has no self-respect. I'm hungry, man. I know. I'm hungry, Sue. Sean, this is what we're doing now. This is what we've got to. It's true. It's true, isn't it? I watched a documentary a couple of years ago where this guy was about £400-500, whatever he was, and he was housebound. He was bedbound, and when the doctor came out to see him, he was like, "What have you eaten?" He was like, "Oh, yesterday I had McDonald's. I had 5 Big Macs, six boxes of nuggets. I had 3 milkshakes, 8 portions of fries." And the doctor turned around to the mum and was like, "Who's getting this for him?" "Oh, I did." "Why?" "He was hungry." Stop feeding him that and he won't be that size. That's what we're doing. Stop telling these players and this manager that we're doing well. Stop it. It's just absolutely mad. It's absolutely mad. Oh, I just don't get it. I just don't get what we're watching. I really don't. We saw how City are there to be getting the second half. When will this for? Realise his tactics do not work. The first half was all on him. Team selection and tactics killed us. I'm getting on a bit, am I? Idiot. Let's block that. Absolute loser. Idiot. Listen, guys and girls, I don't know what to say. All of this, we're back. We beat Ipswich. We beat Man United. Look, have a look at our last 5 games. The 2 crap teams, Ipswich and Man United, we won. Right? The 3 better teams we played, Villa, who aren't even in good form, City, who aren't in great form, and Liverpool, who are in very good form. Didn't lay a glove. I don't know why they do it. I just don't know why they do it. Guys and girls, I will be doing a reaction video. I'll be on my other channel. But just quickly, LB 1998 said, "We could have buried you first half, Savva. Good game." Is the LB? Is that which LB? It's not LB, is it? Is that LB? Let me know, bro. If that's you, can you WhatsApp me and let me know? If not, if that's just a different LB, big up to you, my man. Yeah, you should have. It should have been absolutely a massive score. Shut up, Matt. With all due respect, shut up. You were telling me the other day, be positive. We're in great form. Guys and girls, I am going to leave it there. I will have a reaction video on the other channel going live. It will go out at about 10:15 for a premiere. Take care, everyone. Just utterly embarrassing the way this manager sets us up. Terrible manager. Take care, everyone. Much love. And as always, Come on, you Spurs.